Here, you gonna pull it up on your phone?
That's already on there.
Yep.
Oh, we got sound too, so good.
Ready, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. The channel.
Oh, yeah. We're filling up already, man.
Braden with the early comment of the night.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Week 6 edition of high school football here in the state of Louisiana. We are live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts Building in Opelousas, Louisiana. Hello to everyone watching across the state of Louisiana. Hello to everyone watching out the country tonight. Hello to everyone outside the state of Louisiana. We are glad you are here. Hit the like, hit the share. It's going to be a heck of a night for Week 6 high school football. Big things happened this past week. Oh, the playoffs have been settled, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to dive right into them. A lot of happy people in the state of Louisiana. A lot of people still frustrated. But we're going to dive right into the playoffs. Hey, now that the playoffs are set, we can start talking a little bit of rankings.
Right.
We can start going on Go Preps. We can figure out some scenarios, see who's on the verge, figure out who's the top teams in the state. It's going to be some fun tonight. How about we reveal our top 10 teams in the state of Louisiana? And I'm going to see if y'all agree with the top 10 I picked this week. I know you're not going to agree because y'all didn't make the cut. I know you're not going to agree because y'all didn't make the cut. But, hey, honorable mention, Mr. Seth. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we got top 10 headlines. So every week from now on, I'm going to pick 10 headlines from across the state of Louisiana that really stuck out last week. And we're going to reveal them. And we're going to discuss them. And we're going to give our overall analysis, our thoughts, or deep dive in, if you say. And then your favorite time of the week, ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. It's Game Pick Show. You tune in week and week out. See if we pick your favorites. See if we're on board this week. Will there be upsets? Will there be track meets? Will there be another great week of high school football here? Outstanding panel here tonight. It's going to be fun. I'm going to stop at this time. I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves, starting from my far right.
What's up, guys? I'm back to redeem myself. I'm winning this week.
What's your name, sir?
What's your name? Tell
I'm
me.
Josh. They should know who I am. I'm the guy who makes the wild picks.
The wild pigs is back.
Absolutely, absolutely. Somebody said it best. District play starts this week. The records are 0-0 for a lot of teams, but we do have teams that are in them 8, 9, 10 districts that have been playing for a while now. So we'll check on those district races also. Hey, we got a guest picker tonight.
Brendan Laughlin, guys. I'm the guy who was with Jordy watching that exciting St. Ed's and Oakdale matchup last Friday. My second year in a row being here. I'm the guy who surprised our boudin.
Oh, we got food, man.
Hey, we have a boudin sponsor tonight. Comes from
Mr. T's.
Mr. T's in Elton, Louisiana, straight from Elton. So thank you there. And you also brought a helmet with you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brand new on the panel tonight. Elton finally make it to the panel. Also, Mr. Gary, how about West St. Mary?
Oh, yeah, we gotta
also
look at that
joining
one.
the panel
West St.
tonight.
Mary.
So two great schools joining the panel tonight. Who are you, sir?
I'm Gary Swallow. I'm the owner of Tiger Rock Martial Arts, and you're in my school, and we're ready to make some picks.
Seth Johnson, St. Ed's, and I just want to let everybody know.
Here we go.
Half of y'all didn't. Actually, majority of y'all didn't pick St.
Here
Ed's
we
over
go.
Oakdale last week.
we
30-20, baby. Let's go.
Here we go.
I think he's holding a grudge.
What color are you wearing this week? Are you from North Central or St. Ed's? I can't
no.
tell.
It's all Blue Jays, baby. It's all Blue
A
Jays.
lot of blue here tonight.
Yeah. Holden Lee, Ball So Hard University.
And where would you be going to school these next 3 to 4 years, sir?
Ball So Hard University. No, wait, was it Bishop Sycamore?
Yeah, Bishop Sycamore, baby.
Absolutely. Hey, how about show number 63? The countdown to 100 is in full gear. We're going to get there. And when we get to 100, boy, that's going to be a special night.
We're going to have a party.
That's your volume, sir?
No.
31 unbeatens remain heading into week 6. Hey, we'll see if we have that same number after we get to the recap show on Friday. Tomorrow night, we get the pleasure to go to New Iberia Senior High, called the Nish and Opelousas High game. A special moment there. They're going to be their 78th different team we've covered throughout these 5 years. So welcome to Under the Lights. I can't wait to get down there. And also, we'll be our 43rd different stadium we've had a chance to stream from. So huge moment tomorrow night as we tackle Nish OHS, first time there. So I can't wait to get down there. Friday night, Basil Hamilton Christian live on Under the Lights. Let's look at these 4 teams here. OHS, we've covered them twice over our last few years. So this will be number 3. We have a 1-1 record covering those guys. So that is there. Nish, very first time, 0-0. Hamilton Christian, we cover those guys twice, 0-2 right now.
Right.
And then Basil comes in with a 9-4 records. So they always play a little bit better when the good guys come to town.
That's right.
Let's go Warriors.
Yeah. We get in the tree stand, whatever, you know.
I love the tree stand.
Yeah, I love the tree stand on top of the press box.
Hey, if you'd like to follow us on social media, look no further. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Under the Lights on Facebook. Just type it in. You can catch all of our games week in and week out. You can catch the Wednesday night picks show. We greatly appreciate everyone that tunes in on Facebook. It's our biggest platform. It comes in with 16,000 followers, knocking on 17,000, so very well could cross that number this coming week. And then Twitter, we're sitting at 1,600 followers, so big thing there for Twitter. And then Instagram is just hit the 1,000 mark for followers. So, hey,
Getting there.
3 platforms,
Getting
all
up.
over 1,000 plus.
Getting
One's at 16,000. So thank you to the great fans. Thank you to great players in the state of Louisiana. Fellas, let's close the door on week 5. Let's talk week 6. Initial thoughts as we head into week 6 before I dive into this playoff update. We'll start with Mr. Josh.
Yeah, I mean, this week is a start to district play for a lot of teams. Jordy, this is where the rubber starts to meet the road for a lot of teams around the state, and this is where we find out who's still stuck in the mud.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Mr. Brennan?
Like he said, it's a new season for just about everybody. So what happened these last few weeks is kind of going out the window, and now it's time to go win a district championship.
I think it's just, like I said, this is where everybody starts getting their stuff together, putting everything, into perspective. Hopefully not affected too much by injuries or anything like that, but this is where you start basically getting serious.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I honestly, I think this week's going to say a lot about a lot of teams. I mean, you got a lot of teams that are turning the corner right now, going into district play. May have slided a little bit in the first couple weeks, but I think this week a lot of teams may shock a lot of people, and a lot of teams going to keep rolling the way they've been rolling since week 1.
Let the good times roll. Holden.
Shoot, my bad. I wasn't paying attention. Usually by this week, in district play starts, teams start to separate themselves.
Yeah, you get a good feeling as you enter to the second part of the season. The 5-week mark has come and passed, so we're halfway done with the regular season, and we're knocking on the doorsteps. And teams have to start buckling in now because it's gearing up for playoff time. Now you have to get in. Now you have to position yourself to have a good seed, to have that first round bye, to have that home playoff game, to win that district title. So the rest of the way, these next 5 weeks, there's a lot to play for.
Right.
You want to stay injury free because you want your dogs when you get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to win that district title. Well, you know your communities are going to be there to support you week in and week out. And then you look at the other phase. Those guys that might not be in the district race and might not be able to go play in the playoffs, you play for those seniors.
Right.
Those seniors only have so many downs left. They have so many moments left. You play for them the rest of the way because they don't have many left there. So when those guys don't have that opportunity, it's for them. So that's what I would like to say about week 6. It's going to be a great week, but huge breaking news entered this past week. I'm going to get your initial thoughts as we read this. Hey, this is courtesy of Go Preps. This is courtesy of Crescent City Sports. So this is none of mine. I'm just reading off of what I read from earlier this week because they had the big meeting.
Right.
A reported 68% of school administration, so principals, voted today, was it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tuesday,
that's Tuesday,
to
yeah.
keep the current playoff structure for select, non-select as it is for 2023-2024 school year. Schools who are currently classified as select will remain so for the playoffs. 260 or 259 in favor, while 125 or 126, I don't have that exact number, voted against. So that's big numbers there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, the format for playoffs in football, boys and girls basketball, baseball, and softball will remain the same moving forward. In football, only 24 teams will make it into the playoff brackets in that select bracket. So you're familiar there. Four select divisions. So I think it's 8 teams will receive a first round bye.
Yes.
And then public school wise, we look at non-select. You go 1 through 8 will receive a first round bye. And 28 teams will get into that playoffs. So keep an eye on that. The old ways back in the day of 32 get in, we're not under that format no more. The old days of Division I playing with only 7 teams in their playoff bracket. Thank God that's done.
Yeah.
But,
You're right.
Yeah.
Playoffs could have a drastically different look next fall, though.
Yeah.
We have to keep an eye out on that. Items expected for the next agenda, Gary, for the LHSA annual meeting in January would attempt to bring select and non-select together by sport. That, too, would only require a majority vote. 385 member schools showed up Tuesday to vote out of 404 schools, and 259 of them voted yes. So that is a big margin there. Where the other high school principal words that day, maybe they were sick. Maybe they had to go take care of school. But that is a look at the playoff format. It's going to be the exact same as last year. Now I throw it over to you guys. I want you to know your initial thoughts. We looked at dream matchups last year, and boy, we enjoyed it.
Right.
Yeah.
But other teams get screwed in this, and for your sake here. I mean, you got to go play some 2A teams knowing that you're a 1A team.
Yeah.
You look at
Right.
Iowa last year had to go play North Dakota, and in the semifinals, that's 3A, 4A in the semifinal matchups. So there's pros, there's cons. Somebody gets screwed at the end of the day, but there's a lot of positives with this playoff format. And I'm going to give y'all thoughts. Whoever wants to jump into it, we'll start there.
Well, my first thing is that the playoff system last year was one of the most competitive that we've seen in years.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked your way up to the state finals. I mean, how many of us remember going to the Dome or wherever and it's a blowout?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that. This was competitive. You're right. We had two shutouts, and the rest were all competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Man, some
there's
of these
pros and
playoff-
cons to
some of
that,
these
you
playoff-
know.
Some of these playoff matchups, not including the dome.
Well,
itself.
right, but they were like awesome. That was a state championship caliber playoff game. We talked about that all last year.
There was those in the quarterfinals and the semifinals last
Right,
year.
most definitely. So, I mean, right now I gotta say that I'm glad that it's going to be the same, but I understand where they're coming from. But man, it's like I said, at least we got something now to get ready for.
Yeah.
Because man, at first they were talking about waiting until the last week of the
Week
season.
9,
Yeah,
week
week
9.
9. And as a coach, I mean, you can't prepare for the playoffs like that.
I know,
mean,
there's no
you
way.
go into week 9 guessing on who you're gonna have to go play or who's coming
Correct.
to your house. I mean, that just throws a wrench in everything.
Well, that just threw a monkey wrench in everything for that. But if you're gonna go wait till week 9 to make a decision like that, that would have just been like just basically taking some dice and just rolling
Just
it.
rolling
Just
it.
like that. You don't know what's gonna happen.
And my whole thing would, I wish, and I don't like how, like, a 2A school may have to go play a 4A school in the playoffs. 3A school in the playoffs.
Right.
I think you should stay 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A.
Right.
Back out when I played in 2008 through 2012. I mean, that's how it was.
Right.
So
The issue is okay. You should have a classification.
Yeah.
Refigure everything out and classify everybody in a uniform position, and then go with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't have you play 2A all year and everything like that, and then you're going in the playoffs against a 3A school.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
not fair.
Perfect example. Who did y'all play in the first round of the playoffs last year?
East Philly, we went to East
2A
Feliciana,
team.
2A.
2A team, and a 5-star LSU commit.
yeah,
Right.
I tied
mean,
in.
that
Hey,
and from what I understand,
happy season.
it probably they're gonna look at that come January,
Right.
and hopefully, I mean, I like the playoff format and all that, but
Man, we got
it
some good
should
matchups.
be better structured by teams who are playing each other.
Right.
I mean, you can't, like you said, you can't have a 2A school playing a 3A school or vice versa, whatever
Right.
the case may be.
Well, I think when you get in the middle of the pack, those teams can compete against each other where they do it in the regular season with their
Yeah.
non-district slate. Where the thing that gets me is some of these teams that are in your district that you compete against week in and week out in the regular season, you get to that point of the playoffs, hey, they might be in a whole different playoff format.
Right.
They're not even in the same. They might be playing up
Yeah.
and
You're
you're playing down,
right.
and you got to play them in district play. You got to figure out a way to get these district teams in the same playoff format.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's going to stay like
Yeah.
that.
That's very important. You got to keep it structured to where you're not going to have a district where you have some teams going here and some teams going there. That you can't do that. You're going to have to keep the same teams in your district going to be the same ones that you're going to have the playoffs with. That's it. Simple as that. But we think it's simple.
Yeah.
They don't. They more educated than
Tell
us.
you what, when we go into week 10, and it's that time, the games are over with, and we start scenarioing down things, and like, holy cow, that's going to be a great
Right.
round one. And then you look at the playoff brackets that come out, and it's like, okay, if that's a quarterfinal matchup, that's state championship caliber.
Yeah.
If that's a semifinal matchup, you might as well put whoever wins that is the state champion.
Right.
Yeah.
You go into the first round like I had last year with Franklin and Oakdale, where you just think two teams would never meet up before, and bam, they meet up. Last year, Manny Union Parish met up. That's 2A, 3A
Yeah.
playing for the state title. 2A was the winner in that one. So that middle of the pack can win games.
Yeah.
Neville can go and win games in 5A. Westgate can go and win games in 5A. Elton
Yeah.
can't go beat
No.
East Feliciana, can't go beat an Old Grove.
We can't
Right.
go over there with 30,
Yeah,
35 guys and
17.
compete with 60 or 70.
Right.
Haynesville, yes, they're built
Yeah.
for it. You look at Homer, they're built for it.
Yeah.
But it's just the little guys that are getting screwed.
Right.
But I'm glad they went back with this format
Yeah.
until they figure something out down the
Well,
road.
there's got to be a way to have the smaller schools stay with the smaller schools. I mean, I'm sorry, and I hate to say it that way, but there's got to be some kind of way to do it. And they just have to, I hate to say this, get in a room, lock the door, and Just hash
Get it
it
done.
out and don't come out until it's done. But there's got to be a way to do it.
Bring your sleeping bag and get it done.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Josh, you got anything on the subject?
Yeah, a little controversial actually. I wholeheartedly agree with keeping the select definition in place.
Okay.
I think it was great for the game. I think it was great for fans of high school football in this state.
Oh,
It-
most definitely.
It's
I
great
think-
for guys like ourselves, not
Exactly.
including him because he's a coach, but guys like ourselves to get to see some of these matchups.
Right, and I think as far as for the student athletes, it provides a lot more exposure to better competition and better experiences,
Right.
regardless of the final score, how far you make it, because you got to play against a much bigger
Yeah.
team.
I want to piggyback real quick. Holden, listen up.
He's throwing it at you
It's
now,
a,
buddy.
It's a win. You know why? Because the 0-10 teams are gone. The 1-9 teams are gone.
Yeah.
They're not in the playoffs anymore, and that was so much frustration in the state of Louisiana. The 0-10 teams, they're getting in. They're going to play playoff games. Why?
Yeah.
You won't see it anymore. Go
Well-
ahead if you want to finish your statement.
Yeah, if I could, the controversial part of my end would be to do away with district play.
A lot of people.
A lot
have
of people
said
are
that.
talking about that.
And-
They are talking about
and-
that. A lot of
and
people have
turn-
done that.
I don't know if
turn
it'll
to
ever
a
happen,
more-
but I've
and
heard that
turn
come
to-
up time and time again.
and turn to a more localized conference play, similar to the way Texas is doing things with conference play.
Well, I mean, that's.
I think having more
I don't know if
local.
we're smart enough in the office to pull that off.
No, I don't know. I mean,
That would
it
be
took,
kinda bad,
It,
you
it
know.
took the LHSAA over a decade to get something going in the right direction, so I'd assume that it would take another 20 to get something like this
My thing
started.
is, let's roll back. I mean, I'm a little old up here. Let's roll back to 2010.
Y'all can play it in the division y'all
Well, I
want.
get that.
Where you
but-
graduated from?
Acadiana High. But wait, hold on.
Reagan Rams?
Yeah.
So
So let's roll.
it
But
doesn't
what I'm
matter
talking
what
about
division
matchups.
y'all
But what
are
I'm talking
in.
about matchups. Let's talk about matchups. We went into I think it was week 5 against St. Thomas More at St. Thomas More.
Okay.
We were ranked 6th in the nation. Got blown out of St. Thomas More. Who we played in the semifinals to go to state title?
This was 2010.
Yep.
I remember this. And y'all,
Who we played in the
St.
semifinals to go to the state
St.
title?
Thomas
St.
More.
Thomas More. And at that time, the biggest attendance for a playoff game, other than in the state title game.
Right.
You have those games whenever you don't have a split playoff.
Right.
You get, I mean, we would have never got to redeem ourselves against St. Thomas More. And to me, I just don't think you get a true state champion in your classifications.
Right.
and me and Gary will continue to say it day in and day out. When the state champions are crowned, turn around the next week and play each other to see who's the real state champion.
Right. I mean,
Division
why not?
1, Division 1.
Yep.
Division 2. A bonus week of
Yeah.
high school football. Let's see who the real state champion
yeah.
is.
That's it. Let's strap it up one more time.
Yeah, one more
baby.
time.
Let's
One
go.
time.
I just think you don't get a
This
real
time
state
we're playing
title.
at Tiger Stadium.
might as
LSU.
We might as well throw
Why not?
all 8 state champions into a random drawing and just play it out until the end of January.
I'm down.
See who the real state champion is.
Yeah, well,
I don't think you'll ever see that because of the
I don't
size
know.
differences.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
I don't know if I don't know. Well, maybe Oak Grove could stick with a Destrehan. Maybe not. I don't know. From last year's state championship, Division 4.
The
Division 1.
quiet champion, the one that nobody talked about, Destrehan.
Hey, state championships this year will be a 3-day event starting on December 7th, 8th, and 9th. I believe it's going to be the format of 2 on the 7th, 3 on the 8th, 3 on the 9th. 8 state champions will be crowned in that 3-day period. Question for the panel, repeats, how many do we get? Do we get all 8 again? Or what's a good number?
Oh, wow.
Now that we know we have 8.
For me, it's 2.
2 repeat?
2 repeats.
And who's your 2?
My 2 repeats are the St. Charles Comets.
Okay.
I think that this is the best team
Hey,
they've had
going for the three-peat.
Yeah, going for
over
three.
over these past 2 seasons. I think this is the best of the 3.
Okay. And who's your second?
My second's got to be the Cougs. It's St. Thomas More.
St. Thomas
Yeah.
More, okay. Brandon, what you think?
I'm gonna say 2. I think 2 or 3 is a safe number. I believe St. Charles will probably win it again.
Okay.
That's a tough division, and the other one, Destrehan looks tough.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now,
They,
we don't
they-
talk about
they-
them. Nobody talks
They're
about
going to be
that
hard to
team.
beat.
Hey,
Yeah,
5-0.
us.
Gary.
You know, I think probably about 3. I'm like what Josh said with his too, but I think Destrehan's the third as far as that. But it could flip, it could go any way. And that's the thing about high school. Injury, you could throw a monkey wrench in it, something like that. But I'd say probably a good number is 3.
Okay. What you think, Seth?
3 to 4. Destrehan comes to mind. St. Thomas More. Honestly, I think if one team's gonna push that nobody's talking about right now, it's John Curtis.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Curtis is
It's
gonna-
just,
It's
Yeah.
just a loaded bracket.
They
Yeah,
just-
it is a loaded bracket, but I think if anybody could get through, it's gonna be JC, and they're gonna. I think they get to the Dome. Do they get another title? It's up in the air.
Depends on what side of the bracket they
Yeah,
fall on.
yeah.
Holden?
I think it's gonna be Wichita Christian,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
another
we
one I
already
didn't
know
think
that.
about.
St. Charles.
How can y'all leave OC off the list, boys?
Washtokers?
Yes.
And another one. It's a possibility. I don't know. It just depends on this year. Oak Grove. It's a possibility, but they seem kind of.
Everybody thinks that's a lock because of their bracket.
It's not a lot.
So I don't think it would be a lot.
No, I think
There's a
it's a lot.
possibility.
We'll find out this week
Yeah.
if they beat Haynesville
Yeah.
because Haynesville they can rematch in the Dome.
Haynesville's loaded.
Yeah.
They beat 2 out-of-state teams that was ranked
Your
very high.
choice said Fountain Blue's going to the Dome.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Hey, how about rematches from a year ago? Do we see rematches? I know 2 are pretty much have a chance, but do we see more than 2?
We'll have to see the bracket set up first and how it works, but I
think,
would say more than
I
that.
think Ruston, Destrehan, LCA, St. Thomas More have the
Yeah.
best shot
Yeah.
to meet
Probably.
back up.
Right. Exactly. But like I said, other than that, I'm not sure.
All depends on how the bracket falls as well.
Just
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
comment on it real quick, just to last thing. The reason why I love this format is because we've been going to the state championship games for a long time now, and just from a competition standpoint, back in the day, you knew who the 1A state champion was, the 2A. It didn't really get good till some 3A, but mainly 4 and 5A teams. And I mean, I'm not trying to, I think the little schools deserve something. But just from a competition standpoint, this is the best of them.
And these now that we get to go and cover some of these games, these quarterfinals, these semifinal matchups are just ballistic.
Those are state
Oh.
championship games, regardless.
Oh yeah, they're-
Well, back in the day, and I'm going back into the 80s and 90s.
Well, I'm gonna get a boot
You
down
know,
while you do
yeah,
that.
go ahead. We used to. The games always in the finals were always probably one-sided.
Yeah.
There was always a game inside those brackets that you circle and said that's the state championship game.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that game is going to win it.
Exactly.
And 90% of the
It
time,
was right.
it was right.
Yeah.
So that's basically
Cut that thing in half, boy.
what.
Didn't happen.
That's basically. That's basically what it was back in those days.
They about to clown me on
And
live.
we were talking about it. This format last year, we were so excited because of the matchups.
Yeah.
It was actually close games. It wasn't okay. You win this game, you going to the Dome. No, you win this game, you got to go against this team.
Yeah, you
know,
gotta
it
play
was-
another semifinal game.
So I mean, there's pros and cons, but compared to what it was back in the day, your state championship game was never at the Dome or never at the championship. It was always a couple either in the semis or the quarters or even further back than that. But you knew whoever won that game was going to win the state championship. And I'm sorry, but competition wise, this is the best format for competition right now. Right now,
Good. We got to shift gears, Gary.
Yeah, let's go.
Y'all know you love this format like I do.
Yeah, I do. I won't lie.
We got to go into headlines of the week.
Let's do it.
Hey, boys, top 10 headlines of the week. Dive in at any moment and give your initial thoughts, okay?
Okay.
So I just scanned the state of Louisiana. I put together a top 10 here from last week. And let's go. East Ascension with a win on Friday celebrated win total of their 350th in football program history. So a huge mile marker there for East Ascension.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well done.
Hey, 2 head football coaches celebrating win number
Sorry.
100.
Don't make me hungry.
Yeah, Braden said it right. Coach Brett Fuselaire picks up career win number 100 in a 15-14 win over Iota. Big time win. He's done great things throughout his career, a couple state championships, and the man gets to return back home this week. Oh, that's juicy.
all
But
started-
congratulations to Coach Fuselaire.
It all started in Elton.
It all started in
It all
Elton.
started in Elton. It was his first head coaching job.
Really? Wow.
E.D. White, head football coach Kyle Lasan celebrates his 100th career win with the E.D. White Cardinals on Friday. So congratulations to those guys there. 2 guys in the state of Louisiana picking up win number 100.
You want to talk about a good program? They always.
Yeah. Don't underestimate E.D. White.
No.
What's
Don't
that?
underestimate
Thibodeau?
them.
Is that Thibodeau?
Yes,
Yes,
today.
sir. You said Destrehan, they're a quiet 5-0 team. Looks like they're on a war path to get back to the dome. Well, let me tell you something, my friend. They extended their win streak to 19 in a row. The state's leading win total belongs to Destrehan. Also, Pickering falls to 26 losses in a row. They're the state's longest losing streak. So 2 right there. Wins belongs to Destrehan, and Pickering has the losses. So look, Chris in the
Oh
chat.
yeah, Chris is like, I missed that.
I missed a good one tonight. Oh yeah, they come from Mr. T's and Elton. They brought some food here tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello. All right, Mr. Josh,
Yes, sir.
you were at this game last week. LCA. Listen to this stat for a second, okay?
Y'all.
And you guys here, I want y'all to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
LCA scored 52 points on the Boyles, but that's not what's good about this headline. Gary, they only had time of possession for 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
That's insane.
LCA had the football 9 possessions, and on 3 of those possessions, they scored on the very first play. 4 minutes, 13 seconds, 3 scores on 1 play out of 9 possessions. How about 52 big ones? And if you want another one, Juwan Johnson, 5 touchdown passes to 5 different receivers.
Spread it around, baby.
The
Spread
man
it
is
around.
the man is the man.
I said Airlines quarterback was pushing him for Gatorade Player of the Year, but Juwan Johnson, seatbelt.
Oh, yeah, he locked it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Got it
yeah.
on lock.
He got that thing hands down.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
sorry. Barring anything stupid happening, he is the man.
Vermilion Catholic, they were big time on this show a year ago.
Yeah.
Week in and week out, we talked about the Screaming Eagles. I think it's about time we start getting back and talking a little Screaming Eagle football.
Right.
How about Vermilion Catholic is on a 12-game home winning streak, and they have also won 23 straight regular season games.
Yeah,
Defend the nest.
Yes, indeed.
that's it, man. Unbelievable.
And I know Saturday the state was buzzing. I texted everyone here when that happened on Saturday night, and Holy Cross knocked off John Curtis, and they scored on a Hail Mary.
Yes.
When Cole Canatella hit tight end Derek Johnson in the back of the end zone, and a tip ball, shockwaves hit the state of Louisiana with no time left. Gary, a lot of teams might be panicking right there. Hey, let's kick the extra point. Let's regroup. Let's go into overtime and try to win it there.
Right.
Coach says, "Hey, we got big ones, and we're going to win this thing right now." And Holy Cross, with a reverse from Georgia Tech commit Kobe Young, knocked off the Giant himself to move to 5-0 in the year. How about Holy Cross?
How about Holy Cross?
Man, that was a good
You're
pick.
right, man.
Big time decision.
Holden was the only one that picked Holy Cross to knock off John Curtis a week ago. Good pick, my man. Are you not fired up for high school football in week 6?
Hey, let's do it. That's right.
Darren, you got this one wrong last week, my
I
friend.
know. You rub it in, man.
West Monroe's loss to Zachary last week was the worst defeat suffered by the Rebels since Neville shut them out in 1983,
Wow.
44-0. They lost 48-7 to Zachary this past
Right.
week. Worst loss since 1983, and this one was at home.
Right. Oh, I agree. That was a slap in the face, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that just proves how good Zachary is and how much this losing their coach at West Monroe affected them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry.
I mean, you never think of a West Monroe getting shut out, especially at home.
No.
Not like that. No.
48-7 was the victory. Keep an eye out on the Big Z. We'll see what Coach Brew can get his boys back to the dome. Speaking of Neville, boys, Ruston picked up their first win at Neville since 2017 in a 14-10 come from behind road win. Now have wins over the likes of LCA and Neville. The Easton was a forfeit. And you look at this Ruston team, okay,
Yeah.
might be back in that dome.
They have a
Big
shot.
Ruston.
They have a shot.
Bill Ruppin Stadium is not the easiest places to go win, and you're down by 10 in the fourth quarter, and you reel off 14 unanswered. Hello, somebody.
You're right.
Yeah, that Neville Ruston defense is the real deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They've got my vote for number one
Oh,
defense
absolutely.
in this state.
Right.
Fired up tonight.
Yeah.
That's one you can ride to a state title.
Hey, last headline of the week, top 10 headlines of the week for Under the Lights. It goes down to Parkview Baptist. And I'm not sure if anyone heard this storyline, but I'm going to share it with you tonight. How about Kim Mulkey came out to witness history last Friday night when Glen Oaks played Parkview Baptist, and it happened in the control of a first ever all-female crew to referee a Louisiana high school football game. Marcia Cotton, wearing the white cap, led the referee crew. What a moment.
That's
that
awesome.
will go down in history.
Yep.
That in itself is a milestone, and you know I remember back in the day that was never even thought of.
No.
But you know what? Hats off to them. Congratulations. Great job. And that's all you can say.
Cool.
Gary, I'm going to turn things over to you right now. We have entered the October month. And when we get into October, we wear pink.
Right.
Talk to me about how this month has affected so many lives and has been a great tribute to all these high school teams that wear pink
Right.
in the month of October.
Well, those of you who don't know that I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm gonna tell you right now, anytime you're dealing with something like that, you have to bring awareness to this deadly disease. And you know what? I think it's awesome to see all these high schools do this, wear the pink and show the support. This month you're going to see a lot of people having different fundraisers and different things like that to show support for cancer. Well, let me tell you something. There's nothing more scared when a doctor tells you that I think you have cancer or this is what, and I'm going to tell you, I went through it. Thank God I'm still here, cancer-free, knock on wood or knock on metal or something, you know. But when you see those schools do that, God, it just makes my heart just swell. Sometimes you get a little emotional whenever you see it because you know a lot of people. I know so many people in the coaching profession, in my profession as far as martial arts, my instructor, and a lot of friends of mine that have all gone through this. My ex-wife is fighting that. One of my students, his wife's going through that as far as breast cancer. You have such a tight-knit group whenever you come out and show that. It's like it's not just one person, but it's a whole community that you see in that. You'll see some teams will wear they'll get the pink tape and they'll tape up with that. Some teams will wear something on their jersey or something on their helmet or something. It's just such a big emotional and prideful thing to see. So all I can say is that keep it up, keep going. Let this month just keep bringing awareness to this deadly disease.
Absolutely. Hey, the entire panel here at this time, we want to say prayers for number 3.
Oh, God, yes.
Absolutely.
Diagnosed with brain cancer today. Truly terrible news for Greg Brooks today.
Yeah.
Yes, that was. Let me tell you, that I was praying to God that whenever they got the tumor out, that it was just benign and everything. But then reading up and learning more about it, how he said it was a rare form of cancer.
Yes.
And that he's going to be having to start different things about it. All you can say is God bless that young man, and now he's in for a different fight.
Yes, sir.
So just all our prayers are with him.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Hey, as we shift gears here and we go into a little bit about the rankings, now that we have a playoff format, we could talk rankings here on the show. How about number 1 teams going into week 6? Division 4 select. It belongs to St. Martin's Episcopals, Harlan Berry. Talented young man. That's your division there.
Absolutely.
Where y'all sitting at, Coach?
I haven't even looked at the
Around the
playoffs
top
yet.
10 mark?
Well, I think we had
Hey, you
8. I think we had 8 right now.
You beat an undefeated team a week ago. Should have boosted y'all up.
Yeah, I think we about. I think last time we looked, I think we're about 7 or 8.
You guys are actually number 10.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Number 10.
There you go. Division 3 select. Number 1 team in the state this week belongs to Calvary Baptist, rightfully so.
Deservedly
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't believe how far down Ouachita Christian actually was in Division 4. If you look at those rankings.
Yeah.
Division 2, number 1 ranked team, St. Thomas More, rightfully so.
Absolutely.
Division 1, after the big upset a week ago, belongs to Holy Cross.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
Division
Rightfully
hope so.
deserved.
Division 4 non-select this week belongs to Kentwood. Division 3 non-select this week. How about them Farmers from
Right.
Union
Oh, yeah.
Parish, boy?
Yeah.
Division 2, your state champs a year ago, belongs to Lutcher. And
Yep.
Division 1 non-select number 1 ranked team this week belongs to Ruston. So
Yeah.
you take a look at those teams there. You got some good ones at ranked number 1 in week 6.
Right.
A lot can change these next few weeks, but it's a good group there. It's a good. It's
Yeah.
a good 8.
You're right. You are 100% right. It's something that you can start watching and start seeing how everything's going to develop. So
Absolutely.
I think it's awesome.
Hey boys, state champions from a year ago, state runner-ups coming into week 6. Where do they rank? Division 4 select. Ouachita Christian sitting at 5. Who would want to play that 5 seed right now?
not me.
Jesus.
Scared to be that
Vermilion
one, too.
Catholic, your state runner-ups are sitting at 3. Screaming Eagles, top 3 this week.
Screaming Eagles.
Division 3, number 2 ranked team, your state champs, St. Charles sitting at 2. And state runner-ups, Dunham sitting at 11. Division 2, number 1 ranked team in the state is St. Thomas More. They won the state title last year. And your state runner-ups, LCA, sitting at 3. Division 1, you talked about John Curtis, got a good shot to win it again. They're sitting at 5 right now. Brother Martin, state runner-ups a year ago, sitting at 4. And then you go to the non-select slide. Oak Grove, this was a head-scratcher here, sitting at 13 in
Oak Grove?
in the playoff rankings this week. In
That's a
Division
scary
4,
group.
they're your state champs a year ago, and then Homer sits at 9. But I really don't think those two teams will be anywhere near those numbers.
Yeah,
once
that
we
low
get to
much
week
longer.
11.
No, once we get after this week, they're gonna start slowly moving their way up to the top. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Plenty of
Oh,
time
my
to,
God.
shake that up.
Division 3, Manny is your 3rd ranked team this week after winning state last year. And then the Farmers, Union Parish, ranked number 1 in the state this year,
Wow.
coming off of a runner-up a year ago. Division 2, Lutcher, number 1 ranked team in the state after winning the title last year. North Dakota sits at 5. And then you look at non-select. Here's the big dogs here. Destrehan, they're quiet, 5-0 good, but I don't think they deserve that 9th ranking in the state. this week.
Oh no, ranked ninth. Oh
Yes,
my
indeed.
God.
But you know who is ranked number 1? Ruston. Big Ruston ranked number 1. But would they be ranked number 1 if that loss would have stayed with Warren Easton? It's a forfeit at this point.
Right.
Would they have stayed number 1? I don't know.
Probably not, but I mean, hey, they go by what they're looking at,
Yes,
I guess.
indeed.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think there's a handful of other teams that could deserve a higher spot because looking at that Ruston team, defense is legit.
Mm-hmm. Walking
When-
D1
when-
talent.
When's their offense going to show up?
That's the question.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Let's check on our locals. Highest ranked locals around our area. We're based out of Opelousas, Louisiana. So let's check on our highest ranked locals. Division 4 Select Vermilion Catholic sits at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Division 3 Select Catholic in New Iberia sits at 4. That's a good football team.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good football
Good
team. We saw them in the Jamboree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look really good.
Very good.
Division 2, obviously we done said them twice. St. Thomas More sits at 1. And then how about this? Division 1 Select Karen Crow sits at 2.
Yeah.
The Crow.
Yes, indeed.
Exit 4, baby.
9 Select Division 4 Generette sits at 2. Division 3 non-select Kinder sits at 8. Division 2 non-select OHS sits at 6. Division 1 non-select Southside sits at 8. That's your locals from around our area. All right, boys. UTL top 5 small schools in the state of Louisiana. Top 5 UTL large schools in the state of Louisiana. We did not put these in order. We did not say you're 5, you're 1. They're in no particular order. But we didn't put a top 10 together. We put a top 5 of the smaller schools, a top 5 of the larger schools, okay?
Okay.
And I want to know if you agree with these 5. Who should be in there? Who should have been left out, okay?
All right. That's
All
cool.
right.
Top 5 small schools, no particular order. Ouachita Christian is in my top 5 this week. Calvary Baptist is in my top 5 this week. St. Charles is in my top 5 this week. E.D. White is in my top 5 this week. And Haynesville is in my top 5 this week of smaller schools in the state of Louisiana. UTL top 5. We go larger schools. Top 5, no particular order. St. Thomas More, Edna Carr, Destrehan, Holy Cross, and Karen Crow. Give me your thoughts of the smaller schools, the larger schools. Does the top 5 look good enough to stay there? Who should be in? Who should be out? Whoever wants to jump at it, go ahead.
I agree with you on all of that. That was spot on.
You were going to say that
Spot on.
regardless. Brennan, you're cringing over there. Who should be in?
The one that I questioned was Cancro,
Okay.
especially after that game
That-
against
the game
New
against-
Iberia, a game against New Iberia last week, where it was like, they're
It's tight.
yeah, it was close
You know
for
they
almost
could-
3/4.
You know they can score points.
Exactly. So that was the only
Who
question.
should
but,
be in then?
But it,
Larger school wise, who's left out?
Who's your top 5 large schools, Jordan?
Lower or smaller?
Higher.
hi.
St. Thomas More, Edna Carr, Destrehan, Holy Cross, and Karen Crow.
I say this, and it's not just because I'm alone. The only loss that Acadiana has right now is the LCA.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Acadiana can make a mark for that too, but we're gonna see.
We're
We're
gonna see this.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
see in
see
week
this.
10.
Oh, yeah.
I think-
we're gonna see.
I think you do have to consider putting Acadian in there. I mean,
So you would have to consider putting LCA in there then.
yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
LCA,
You do.
Acadiana.
They
yeah.
got the
do.
head-to-head.
Right.
They said
Jordan,
John Curtis
Curtis,
belongs.
John Curtis.
I went
That's
Holy
another
Cross
school.
'cause of the
That's another
head-to-head.
school I
Yeah.
thought about as well too. John
Curtis.
Curtis is a play away from being undefeated.
Yes,
A tip ball away from being
I
undefeated.
still think
So it's
Zachary should
outside.
somehow be in there somehow.
So
Yeah,
with Southside,
Zachary, that's another one.
Southside's only
Southside
loss
is
came to
one-
Karen Crow. Went head-to-head there with Karen Crow.
Yep. One
Why they
away-
got- why they got
one
in?
away. Who was the last team in the small school?
Haynesville, 5-0.
Haynesville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We'll
got it.
find out this week. Oak Grove, Haynesville. That could flip next week if
Yeah.
Oak Grove wins this coming week.
Right.
Yeah, I can live with those.
I mean, you got
I
the
can-
Sterlingtons of the world. You got the Union Parishes of the world. You got those teams.
That was my surprise, was leaving out Union Parish.
Okay.
That was my surprise.
Okay. What you think, Holden?
That's spot on. Those teams are all undefeated for a reason.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm still thinking. I'll still say Wichita Christian's probably the best team in the state. They're beating 4 and 5. That's 1A school, but they don't have a 1A team.
Oh no, they got
100 kids on the sideline.
yeah.
Get on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, or move up.
Yeah.
You're right.
Any other smaller schools that y'all can think of? Homer, Oak Grove,
What's Logan Sport?
Logan Sport.
They're 1A.
1A.
They're 1A.
They're 4-1, I think.
Yeah, they're 4-1.
They're a good little team this year.
Anybody else before we move on, or we're gonna check this again next week and see who gets into top 5 lower, top 5 higher.
Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's right.
Sir.
And look at this, Turlings Westgate meets this week, so we could look at that next week and see. St. Martin's Episcopal got a big one this week. And Lower School Edie White and smaller, but they are in the same playoff bracket.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. That is true. Newman is 4-0. We'll see. Moving forward. Airline barely on the outs. Josh. Airline 5-0, barely on the outs.
Right.
Yeah, look, this airline team is really fun to watch. Not many schools will run a hook and ladder up 20 in the shadow of their own goal line on 4th and 16. Very few times have I ever seen that call, and after that, you've got to buy stock in them, right?
Yeah, you gotta say like, okay. that's how you just.
Mr. Jason makes a good point here, boys. St. Thomas More is in the large school, which is Division what? 2?
Yeah.
Edie White in small, but they in the same playoff bracket while they're working with the current system.
Not working.
Not working with the current system. So,
Right.
correct me if I'm wrong, Edie White is what? 3A?
Edie White is, I think, 3A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 3A, yes.
And they
we
stay
went
in
3A,
4A numbers.
One of the
We went 1
Most
through
success-
3A smaller,
one
4
of
through
the-
5.
one of the most successful
Larger.
3A schools.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
the state.
Oh, Edie, most definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely one of the best, if not the best, 3A program in the state.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
Any last things before we get moving here?
No.
Nope.
Anybody? Good?
Any trap games?
We got a few.
Just wait.
Hang on.
It's that time of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pick some games and let's go Thursday Night Football Week 6. If you would like to follow along with the panel, please leave your games in the chat of what you agree. Remember, we're not always going to be right. We're going to pick across the board, and then somebody's going to get upset. No hard feelings. We just suck as a panel. How about that? That's a good one.
Yeah. That's it.
So we know you know it better than us. So I can't wait to pick some games here tonight. Like I said, hit the like, hit the share at the beginning of the show. Let's get moving, boys. Thursday Night Football, and we start with this game here. We get the chance to cover this week. Myself and Josh will be there tomorrow, so we will not have a pick here tonight. But let's go with this matchup here. Brendan, New Iberia surprised a lot of folks last week. They kept
did.
it close.
They
It was
did.
34-all. Can they go 2 weeks in a row of playing good football there in New Iberia and maybe try to pull an upset and get their first win of the season at home this week?
I think it's going to be close for a little bit like it was last week. I think they're athletic enough to give Opelousas a game. But I think Opelousas is going to be at home. It's going to, or is it in New Iberia?
It's in New Iberia.
It's in New Iberia?
It's on your
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Come on. All this hard work
this-
Ollie does
this-
week in and week out.
This running back for Opelousas is going to be too much, I
The
think.
running back.
The running back for Opelousas is going to be
Okay,
too
my
much.
friend, let me put you a B for Brendan.
Yes,
Any
sir.
other B's on the panel? Nope, good.
OHS had a really good loss to an undefeated Santa Maria team too.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Gary, you're not gonna be there, so you get to make the pick.
I'm going to OHS
Why?
because I like them.
You a homer?
All right.
Because I like them.
Because we're from Opelousas?
I guess I don't know.
That's
I'm a
fine.
Tiger.
You a Tiger
I
for
like
life?
Tigers.
He's a
I like
Tiger.
Tigers.
He's a Tiger at heart.
I like Tigers.
I think
Seth.
I'm gonna agree with everybody with OHS, but I think Nish is gonna. I think they're gonna keep it closer than what they did against Carencro.
I hope it's a close
I think
game.
they're gonna. I
would
think
love
they're
to
gonna
call
ride. I think they're gonna ride to the fourth
I would love
quarter,
to call a 4-quarter game.
and then it's gonna. I think Opelousas is gonna give Nish all they can handle in the fourth quarter, and they'll separate. I think it'll be a 14-point win for Opelousas.
Wear them down.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's-
Holden?
OHS.
OHS. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Missing some people. Mr. Josh.
It's because you didn't pick.
Yeah. True. Hey, let's just talk about this. If Elton loses on Thursday night football to get on, Mr. Brendan,
It's not gonna happen.
Mr. Brendan, are you gonna be okay? Will we ever see you again?
Oh, not for a while.
Your snow.
He's going to be going somewhere.
Riding
Riding off into the
beats
sunset.
Elton. All that boudin we just got, we ain't gonna see ever again.
I won't be answering many phone calls.
Keys to victory. Why should we pick Elton? Because this is a tough pick.
We lost to Basel 27-8 2 weeks ago, but even despite that loss at Basel told the Elton coaching staff that's the most physical Elton team we played in a long time.
Okay.
Physical defense. Tristan Ball is a junior running back. He's great.
Don't let me down.
He's nice.
All
So
right.
they're gonna go in the gate on tomorrow.
You
They're
want
gonna win
the
big.
helmet on?
They're gonna win
Make
big.
the picks solidified.
Oh, I wish I had a little headdress I'd put on for you.
There
But
you go. Everybody's across the board with Elton.
Yeah.
I'm going Elton. Yeah.
I'm
Good
going
luck
Elton.
this week. Thank you for coming on the show, my
thank you.
man.
Appreciate you having me again, man. It's always a good time.
Elton by 40 plus.
Whoa.
Somebody said in the chat. Hello,
Hey,
running clock.
Hold on now. So he's got a point there. Yep. Gaydon is coming off of 3 straight 40-point or more.
So when does the clock start running?
Probably early third.
When they get off the bus.
Yeah.
Early third quarter.
When they kick off in the second half, it's going to be rolled.
Yeah. It'll be wrong.
Realistically, early third quarter.
Good. Hey, let's shift gears. Let's go next game here. It's going to be 1-4 DeQuincy against 1-4 Vinton. Vinton is the home team. This is the 89th meeting between the Tigers and Lions. It's for the Big Cat Classic.
Battle
The
of the Big
title
Cats.
is on the line, folks. DeQuincy leads the series and won last year's game. Can DeQuincy make it 2 years in a row? Who wins this football game?
Look, DeQuincy picked up their first win last week.
We heard about it.
Yeah, we did.
The Jake in the chat.
Yeah, he did. All caps.
All capitals.
Josh?
Vinton's most impressive performance to me is a 12-point loss to Rose Pine. Yeah. Look, this one's a crapshoot. I like DeQuincy in this one. I like it to be pretty close.
Close game. Always close when those two
Yeah.
teams play. What you got, Mr. Brendan?
It's gonna be close. When I was looking at Vinton, they haven't played great teams, but the teams that they've played a few
Yeah.
decent teams,
Okay.
and they've kept it close. So I think that's gonna benefit them tomorrow. They're playing in Vinton. I'm gonna pick Vinton at home.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
Vinton at home.
I think it's going.
yes.
I think it's
What's
gonna.
your name again?
I think it's gonna be close.
You remember
But
whenever
I
we
do think
said-
Vinton wins at home.
Remember we said we might not find him if Elton loses on tomorrow night? It's because Jake found him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna pick Vinton at home.
Okay.
Gary.
I'm going to Quincy.
Come on, Gary.
Yeah, sorry.
Stop picking with your heart.
I just think that's
Seth?
I'm gonna agree.
Benton?
I'm agree with Vinton. It's gonna be close, but I'm gonna give it to Vinton with home field advantage.
Okay. Holden.
I think
Lock in, Holden.
think the Quincy does it. They burned me last week.
Their defense is good.
Yeah, defense is good. You look at this matchup here. Vinton lost to Rose Pine. DeQuincy beat Rose Pine. That's all I need right there. Give me DeQuincy. And that road game.
Really looking into it, Jordan. DeQuincy's got a much more impressive schedule.
Yeah, they played
impressive losses.
Play St. Mary's close.
Yeah.
That's an undefeated St. Mary's team. Make sure I'm right on the right side here. Como Southside. Como looking for their first win of the season. Got to go down to play the Sharks. Vernell Joseph leads that Shark rushing attack with 544 big ones, 6 TDs. But Roman Singleton also huge in that rushing attack. Too much for the Como team on this one. Talk to me, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, the Southside is a heartbreaking turnover away from being undefeated.
Would have been in the top 5.
Oh, absolutely. And playing in the Shark Tank? Come on, this is a pretty easy pick, right? It's
Playing in the
it's-
St. Martinville Shark Tank.
Anywhere they go, it's the Shark Tank.
There it is.
Como's just totally opposite direction. Back-to-back 50-point losses.
Ready for that Como Nish game.
Yeah,
That'd be a good one.
yeah, that should be a good one, but I don't think this one will be. I got Southside big.
All Southside.
Same here.
I'm going Southside.
Seth. Holden. Como.
You know, come on, man. Southside.
Across the board. LCA Northside gonna battle it out. District play begins. Vikings gotta go to the night train themselves. What a home atmosphere it is at LCA. Juwan Johnson, 5 touchdowns a week ago. Looking for another 5 touchdown week this week. He's on pace to break the all-time career yardage. Am I correct? The yardage
Yeah.
yards.
Total yards.
Mhm.
Total yards. He's on pace to break it. I think he does it this
think he
year.
shatters it.
I think he shatters it
Yeah.
too. Good pick, my friend. LCA across the board.
Yes.
LCA.
All the way.
Yeah.
Yep. I see it across.
yeah.
I'm gonna say this though.
Night train.
I think Northside's gonna they're gonna give LCA a little bit, but
Yeah, oh,
LCA is
definitely.
just gonna be
Yeah.
LCA is gonna be LCA.
Yes.
Right.
Jawan
Hey,
Johnson's
yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
be.
Jawan Johnson's
Jawan
gonna be-
Johnson's gonna be
he's
Jawan
That
Johnson.
game,
And-
that game last week was pretty close for
Yeah.
a hot
Yeah.
minute there.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But
Northside, I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people haven't said this in a while about Northside. I think if they keep where they're going right now, I think they're gonna be somebody to deal with in the near future.
Oh,
Yeah,
most
great-
definitely. Most
great
definitely.
trajectory.
They have great expectations.
Yes.
With that staff and everything that they got on there, and the talent is always going to be there.
Absolutely.
You know what LCA got on their minds? It's revenge tour. Everybody's
I
just
got-
in the way.
Yeah.
I do,
Yep.
I
Pretty
do have
much. You're right.
I
You're
do
right
have a
on that.
question for the panel. Speaking of revenge story, you do know who's on the schedule for LCA next week, right?
I think it's Turlings.
That's a trip to Turlings.
Turlings LCA next week.
Is LCA looking past Northside?
They
I
can
doubt
look past. They can look past anybody at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
they still gonna win by
I'm just
21 or
saying.
more.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
LCA by 30.
No.
Trap game?
No,
No.
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 Maybe.
Not
Not,
against
this,
Northside.
not this week.
Not against
Not this
Northside.
week.
Not this week.
Run
if
away
it was
late.
at Northside,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
you know where the game is?
Yeah. It's that.
Oh, I know where it's at.
It's the atmosphere
Nice
is gonna
field,
eat
baby.
Northside. It's gonna eat
LCA's
Northside.
going
It's
by
on the
35. It
it's
was
on
the
the
road, it was by
tracks
30.
at North Side in the way.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Pretty much.
Night train rolls another week. Big matchup next week.
Wait.
Hey, Iowa South Bowl district play. Iowa, Holden. We were impressed with Iowa a week ago. We were there, front and center. Got to see those guys play, and that was your first time there. What a game day atmosphere it is. The entire community showed up. It was homecoming night.
That's a
They
beautiful
are
field.
they are somebody to deal with defending their district crown, and they have a shot to go win it again this year. Standing in their way, a trip to South Bowl this week. We were impressed with them last week, but was the panel impressed with Iowa's dominating win a week ago? Josh?
I sure was.
Yes.
I really like this Iowa team. They're already off to a 2-0 start in district. The South Bow team is on the opposite spectrum. They're 0-2. Wins against DeQuincy and Rose Pine. Is
Yeah.
that is?
It's
is
just
it-
an improved South Bowl team,
It
but
is.
they're not
It is.
there
It
yet.
is.
Yeah, yeah, they're
It
not
is.
there yet.
Right, and just how much weight do those wins carry? I don't think they weigh as much as a rain team does.
Right. The only thing I could think of in this matter that could play into some type of situation here, you have a big homecoming win. It's an emotional night. You get real high for it. Can you get right back up a week later and have that same mentality going into a district game? It's a real high. Homecoming night, you play here. Can you play here again? Can they get back up another week?
I think they'll come out excited, but I think the emotional drain from a week ago is going to be what spells the end for them.
So what you saying?
I say Iowa by double digits.
Oh, I thought he was saying upset.
No.
I thought he was leaning upset.
Not yet, not yet. I'm saving some good ones for you, Jordan.
Okay. So he ain't going crazy yet.
You gotta build it up.
Brendan?
South Bow has improved much better than they have been over the past few years, but don't think they're quite good enough to beat Iowa yet. I think Iowa's going to win big.
Garrett?
Iowa.
I'm gonna say one person's name, Cole Cabello.
Mm-hmm.
They said it in the chat.
He's running.
Yeah.
out.
See you in the
They
chat.
said it in the
See
chat.
you in
Iowa's
the
gonna
chat.
run away with it.
Oh, somebody
Somebody
said
all
South
right.
Bow.
Hey.
All right.
Hey. You know, Mr. Walker and Mr. Corbello, and then that brother-to-brother connection last week. Boy, was that fun to call.
Then they had another one. I don't know who it was, but he spun off the tackle and took it like
Mr. Walker?
Yeah, that one. They got athletes.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I said it before the show. That Corbello kid,
And passionate fans.
you're not gonna stop that kid 1-on-1. And that football facility, stadium is nice.
Holden, did you remember what I said last week on the broadcast when he carried that Wildcat look?
Mm-hmm.
That's a grown man running a football there.
Oh, he's-
Iowa across the board, ladies and gentlemen.
He's every bit of what 6'2", 6'3",
Yes, indeed.
220. Big kid.
Oberlin, East Bow, both teams coming off of a big win. No, correct me. I'm reading off the wrong paper. Oberlin coming off of a big win a week ago. East Bow, gut-wrenching loss last week when a lot of people on this panel thought, hey, this East Bow team's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
They could make a run for this district title. Ran into a roadblock. How important is this district game knowing these two teams could be a front leader moving forward? This is kind of like maybe an elimination type of night tomorrow night. Oberlin,
Yes.
East Bow. Somebody might be eliminated from this district race,
Yep.
knowing they're still Basil and Hamilton Christian on the other side.
Yep.
So who wins this game?
I got a pretty good idea who it's going to be. Look, just a little insight to East Beauregard. Their 3 wins this year,
Okay.
those teams that they've beaten are a combined 0-15
Come on now.
so far this year. The schedule has not done them any favors.
Oh, we can't play that for Barry. Too early?
Yeah, too early, man.
Yeah,
Wait.
Go ahead, Josh.
Oberlin's schedule really hasn't done them a lot of favors either, but they've at least taken care of business for the most part.
Yeah.
Lost to a really good Oakdale team.
Why are your throats chuckling?
Listen, he wants to say
Go ahead,
it.
Josh.
Hey, that Oakdale team gave y'all a game.
In the fourth quarter.
In the fourth
In the
quarter.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter.
Not the first half.
No.
I understand.
Look, I like this Oberlin team in this game.
Be respectful on my platform.
I think.
Don't worry, I got all of that.
I think Oberlin ends up cruising in this one, but Eastbow keeps it close for a while.
Yeah, I agree with that. Brendan?
East Bow does nothing fancy. They line up in a double tight, double wing,
And it's successful.
and it's successful.
They play smash mouth football.
Oberlin knows what's coming,
Okay.
and they're not going to be able to stop it.
Okay.
Give me the Trojans.
East Bow.
East
At
Bow.
home.
Give me
Good
East
pick,
Bow.
Man, good pick. I knew that boudin was talking tonight. I gotta write this down. What's your name, Brendan? Gary. What you got, Gary?
This is one of my toss-ups.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
I'm giving East Bow the advantage at home.
Okay. I'm still in that class. Seth.
I'm gonna go with it's gonna be close, but I'm gonna give it to Oberlin.
Oberlin on the road. Okay.
It's gonna be
Setting
real
up a potential district title game next week with Basil.
Yep.
Hello. What's your name, Steph? Holden?
I like Eastbow.
East Bow at home for Mr. Holden. Let's see. I'm going Oberlin on the road, knock off the Trojans. They let me down last week, and I still got a bitter taste in my mouth, Brendan.
He's
I
just
like that.
mad. He's mad because they let him down, man.
I like Oberlin on the road this one. I would like to see a district title game next week. Maybe I would jump ship and go cover it.
That's right. Hey, let's go.
We'll see. All right, Grand Lake, Welsh. This is the one I was reading off on the paper too early. Two teams coming off of big time wins a week ago. Welsh knocked off Laurelville. Boy, did we look like some fools. Boy, did we look like a dummy. You wasn't here, so you're not a dummy. But we look at this game here. Grand Lake knocked off that same East Bow team we was just talking about. Grand Lake steps out of district play. This is their last non-district contest. Welsh steps out of district play and plays Grand Lake this week. Look at this matchup and jump into it and give me your thoughts. Uh-oh.
I didn't do it.
Josh, talk to me about this matchup here.
In between these two teams, you know who has the most impressive wins out of both?
The Hounds.
It's Welsh.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look, against teams with losing records, Welsh's point differential is plus 114.
Oh, look! This is district play for both. What am I looking at?
Yeah,
Grand Lake moved up in 2A.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is,
they
So
moved
this is
up.
just-
And y'all just gonna let me sit here
Hey, your show,
and
bud.
look
I was
like
waiting.
this?
Your show,
I was
bud.
waiting. We knew you, Jordy. The thing is, we knew you were gonna catch it.
Yeah.
I mean, Jake's in the chat for a reason. That's why we pay him the big bucks.
Yeah, we got and they're minus 40 against teams with winning records.
Okay.
This Grand Lake team has a winning record.
Okay.
I think things changed.
Okay.
This Grand Lake team has a paper thin schedule. They a good loss, 6-point loss to Oakdale at home. I think on the road at Welsh is a little too tough for them. Give me Welsh one score.
One score, Welsh. Brendan.
Welsh lost to a Kinder team that is pretty physical. They're very
Week
physical.
1, yeah. Good rivalry.
And, and they lost to Westlake, and Westlake is high power. Coach Richardson has got some athletes over there. Grand Lake lost to Westminster,
Okay.
and they lost in a shootout to Oakdale.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if I compare those losses, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Hounds
You
at
know what,
home.
man? That's a good pick. Talk to me, Gary.
Welsh.
Talk to me, Seth.
I'm going to Greyhounds. I think Grand Lake's gonna give them all they can handle, but
Good football game.
at the end of the day, the Hounds are gonna run away with it.
Holden?
Greyhounds.
Greyhounds across the board. Sorry we didn't pick you last week. I ain't making that mistake 2 weeks in a row.
Don't let us down.
Good job last week. A big-time win against Laurelville. Hey,
Yeah.
Thursday night, the nightcap here for Thursday night football game. 5-0 St. Michael. 4-1 West Feliciana. Good time football game on Thursday night. Let's talk about it. St. Michael off to a 5-0 start for the first time since 2014. They're led by head coach Zach Leger. Running back John Martinez coming off of a 31 carry, 95-yard night a week ago. Quarterback Preston Centennial had a 5-touchdown night, 3 rushing, 2 passing. West Feliciana lone loss this season came to 5A Central of Baton Rouge, led by LSU commit Joel Rogers. It's middle school night there at West Feliciana this week. Last year, this one was a 44-30 win for West Feliciana. Can West Feliciana win it again? Josh.
Yeah, like you said, West Feliciana's only loss was to a really strong Central Baton Rouge team. A question for you, for me to the rest of the panel: is this the district decider in Week 6 already?
Could be.
West Feliciana 3-0 in district.
Stepping out of my comfort zone.
St. Michael the Archangel 4-0 in district, undefeated on the year.
5-0
Yeah, 5-0, 4-0 in district play.
already.
Mm-hmm. 3 out of 4 of West Feliciana's wins were pretty close, so I mean, you can say that they're pretty battle tested,
Okay.
but this St. Michael team has been in blowout after blowout. It has not been close. I think this one's a little closer, but I like St. Michael in this one.
First time since 2014, Josh. 5-0. Brendan, tough pick.
Westfield at home.
Westfield at home for Mr. Brendan. Hello. Gary?
I think it's going to be a real close game. I'm going to give. I think St. Michael is their year. I'm going to go with St. Michael.
Seth?
I'm gonna give it
But
to
I
West
think
Feliciana
if
at
it flips,
home.
it does- it's
Yeah.
St.
one of
St.
those,
Michael.
It's a toss up.
And, I mean, it's
pretty much, yeah.
we going later in the season, but week 1 against Episcopal, they only won by 3 points.
So a good Episcopal team.
No. I know that.
Oh,
I get it. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Basketball team.
So all their wins aren't blowouts.
Okay.
I think West Feliciana is going to keep it close with them, and they're going to win at the end. It's going to be very close.
That should be a great atmosphere.
I think it
Holden?
I like St. Michael's this week.
Holden's short and sweet to the point.
Yep.
You're right, sir.
I'm tired tonight. I'm sorry.
It was a close game. I had that in my notes and totally read over it.
St. Michael having one of those type of years, and there's different teams around the state where they just have one of those type of years
Right.
every
That's right.
now
Yeah.
and then, and this
Yeah.
is their year. I think they go 6-0. Give me St. Michael on the road.
A fun St. Michael's team to watch.
Friday night football, ladies and gentlemen. Friday night we'll be at Hanson Field giving you Hamilton Christian and the Basile Bearcats. Good receivers, good quarterback, good. How you say that? A team that just plays for their coach. A team that plays together as one unit. They play smash mouth football. They're gonna run the veer. They're gonna try to keep it away from that offense. So I'm excited to see if these playmakers can take over or if this ground rushing attack can prevail. And like I said, if this comes down to
What it was 2 years ago?
if it comes down to how we had that one 2 years ago on the final play of the
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
boy,
That
I
was.
might do the recap show from the 50-yard
It
line.
might have to, yeah, most definitely.
Jordy, where's your boy? I haven't seen him in the chat for a while.
Which one is that?
The coach for Basile.
Oh, Sam Bacon. Sam Bacon must be barbecuing.
Might be.
He's 2-Q barbecue. That's what you said.
Gary, we have no pick here. Josh, who wins this game?
I mean, look, it seems like Basile's flushed those rough few weeks down the drain. They're getting healthy at the right time, just in time to really make a push at a district title. Hamilton Christian's been really up and down. I mean, when is it? Highland Baptist? I don't think this one's relatively close. Give me the Bearcats big.
Bearcats big? Oof, that's a bold statement. Hamilton Christian can score. Brendan?
Hamilton, unfortunately, I mean they're 1-4, but one thing they're always short of is they're not really big up front and they're not really deep up front. That's the advantage that Basile has. But Hamilton always has skill guys. They're always real athletic on the edge. I'm gonna go as much as I'm an Elton Indian and picking Basile.
Or to pick against the body.
Oh yeah, you're right. picking Basile does make me sick, but I'm going Bearcats.
Elton
Just like,
yeah. But
came on the show and picked Basile. Oh, we gotta go on tonight, boys and girls. Gary. Oh yeah.
can't do that.
You calling the game.
What are you
Seth,
talking
talk
about? You're
to
trying
me
to
a
get me
little
in
bit.
trouble, man.
I can tell you this: Hamilton, they can throw the rock.
they can.
They can throw it.
They can.
I mean, look at what they did with Grand Lake. Look what they did with Westminster.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe the score last week with Oberlin. Like, did they have injuries that powered up to get shut out after those 2 games with Grand Lake and Westminster? I don't know, Seth. You talk to me. You know more than I do.
I'm gonna pick Hamilton.
Whoa.
It's a good pick. It's a good
I'm
pick.
gonna pick
Elton.
Hamilton,
Okay.
Don't get upset, Elton.
and I'm gonna tell you this why. I believe going into Basile, they're gonna have something to prove going in 4-1. I mean 1-4. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And if injuries didn't pile up and they can go into that game healthy, I think Hamilton leaves with a win.
Walk
I
off
hope-
field goal.
I think it's gonna be close.
I hope
They
Hamilton
ain't got
wins
no
it.
kicker.
No, I'm saying I think it's gonna be close. I didn't say it's gonna be a field goal, but
Hold.
I like Bazil at home. I think if it was the other way around, I'd pick Hamilton.
Let's see. You know, I've covered this game 3 years in a row. 2 years ago, it was a
You
1
could
point
say
win.
you could say it's a tradition at this point.
Two years ago, it was a 1 point win for Bazil. Last year, it was a blowout win for Bazil. What's in the cards for year 3? Can't wait to be down at Hanson Field, Gary.
Jordan, we
Mhm.
can
They
put,
got some good cooking.
Jordan, we can
You're
put,
right.
We can put
Yeah.
Chris down for Hamilton Christian as well.
Got it. All right, here we go. Upset alert, ladies and gentlemen.
negative.
North Central takes down St. Ed's this week in Spall's homecoming.
Negative.
Why should we pick St. Ed's, my friend?
Man, and I'm gonna go at it again. Look what we did against Odell last week.
I mean, we have to keep picking against you in order for y'all to win,
Hey,
right?
keep picking against us, and we're just keep winning.
So we have to
We're-
pick North Central
No,
this week.
Pick them.
I was informed about those picks. Yes.
Pick North Central. Pick,
Who I picked last week?
pick us. But pick whoever y'all want. I'm gonna tell you this. St. Ed's, we're on a 4-game win streak after losing a heartbreaker at home to South Lafourche.
Okay.
The kids that we have that we coach are hungrier than I've ever seen a team.
Hungry than you roar for that boo there?
Absolutely. Kane West is coming into his own throwing the ball. Blake Moran is in the top 10 in receiving yards. Kevon Johnson is number 2 in rushing in the state.
Who passed him up?
Guy
Parish.
from Union Parish.
Oh,
He got
Farmers.
him by a little bit over 100.
Farmers. That
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
St. Ed's is gonna roll this week, and I think we're gonna keep rolling the rest of the season.
Come on now.
Hold on now, buddy. Wait a minute.
District
That's a
championship.
second heart Trojan
Hey.
down there. You know he's
You know I gotta mess with
he's
you.
bitter now,
Look,
man.
look.
You tell fellas a
I've
little
been
bit.
saying since last year when I got there. Last year we were young, very young.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This year our guys are coming to their own. Kane West
We'll
is
put the helmet on then.
I'm excited.
Kane West is throwing the ball very well. Our receivers are making great routes, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Coach Paul Orr.
Of course so.
Our O line, and our D line are playing lights out to stop
North Central for the win.
our Russian attack that
guys.
Odell had. St. Ed's is gonna get this win, and I'm picking us to win district.
District. I picked
Whoa.
y'all to win district week
Whoa
0.
now.
Yeah.
I picked St. Ed's to win district week 0. Tell him, Gary.
You sure did.
I was the only one. I'm picking St. Ed's this week. Happy homecoming.
Happy homecoming.
St. Ed's across the board.
St. Ed's across the
Yeah,
board.
most definitely.
I don't even say it, second heart.
Yeah, Blue Jays big. Blue Jays big.
You know who else is going to win big this week? And I
Not the
hate
Trojans.
I hate to say it this way, but Lowerville Tigers
Yeah.
bounces back this week and
Yeah.
beat West St.
Yeah.
Mary.
I agree.
I
I
met
think
Coach
this is
yesterday. They got a young group. I'm looking to
Mm.
see what's in store for the years to come. But Lowerville across the board here.
Yes.
Yeah, just one thing I wanna point out in this game, Jordy, to keep an eye on. Lowerville's offense
Has
has
stalled these
still,
last few
has
weeks.
still yet to crack 21 points on the year. This West St. Mary team's only scored 28 on the year.
Mhm.
I think this may be where we see Lowerville's offense, these young guys start to figure it out.
Yeah.
I think Lowerville wins big, and I think I'll be bold and say they crack 40 in this one.
Yeah, maybe they get their offense moving this week.
Yeah.
Hey, another across the board pick if y'all agree.
Yep.
Franklin over Delcom.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Next one.
Yeah, you can go with the
Yeah.
next.
Kaplan over Crowley across the
Yeah.
board.
Across the
Yes.
board.
Raise the Jolly Roger.
The Jolly Roger coach from Kaplan. Shout out my guy from the Pirates, Pirate Nation. I'll see
Yeah.
y'all in a few weeks. Oakdale coming off of a loss a week ago against you guys, but they showed heart. They
Absolutely.
showed fight
Absolutely.
in that
Definitely.
fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
They came back and they played inspired football at the end.
Maybe we
And
could have
this-
called some timeouts a little earlier.
and it's something you can say that you could take into week 6 and say, hey, if we play like that for 4 quarters, knowing we started the season 4-0, we're going to be tough to handle.
Right.
You look at this matchup here, Gary. Where am I at? What game we're on, Gary?
Oakdale.
Oakdale and the
Six.
Boils.
Game 6?
Yeah.
Okay. You look at this matchup here. It's homecoming night against the Voyles. And the Voyles pull off a major upset over Oakdale this week. Tough task. Can the Warriors get their 5th win of the season?
Heck yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's been come to Jesus week
I
for
think
the Warriors.
Oakdale's going to win it. I don't see the Vols having a chance.
So, you got Oakdale? I got to write this down.
Oakdale.
Yeah, I think we got Oakdale across the board on this one.
Who you got, man?
Whoa, now.
Come on now with it.
Give me the Mustangs.
The Mustangs at home. Upset alert.
Vols? Go ahead.
Mustang Country, let's ride.
That would have been your pick.
Lafayette Christian, Bunkie, Turlings in the first 5 games.
Eunice?
Eunice played. That was a
Played
one
Eunice.
one point
loss
loss,
to Eunice.
and 3 big teams who can arguably be in the top 5, top 10 in the state. Give me the Mustangs.
Mustangs, I like this guy. Gary?
Yeah, they played tough.
Oakdale.
They played tough.
Oakdale, Gary?
Yep.
Okay. Seth,
I think Oakdale had to come to Jesus.
They
PowerPoints.
better.
Yeah. But
Just say, give me the PowerPoints.
Oakdale, please give me the PowerPoints, but I'm going with the Vols.
Oh, goodness. Avoyals for Mr. Seth. I didn't know we was going to be split right here. Holden?
I think the game's gonna be done by 8 o'clock.
Come on now.
Oh, it should be.
It should be.
It should be.
They like to run that
But-
crazy offense versus the Veer.
Yeah, I like Oakdale.
Oakdale on the road for Mr. Holden. Brendan, LCA, Turlings, Eunice, Bunkie. Avoyles, happy homecoming, upset alert.
Yep.
Give me the Mustangs.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I didn't hear no wins in that list.
Battle tested. Homecoming night.
I mean, losses to probably the top 3 teams in the state.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, indeed.
They played tough.
I mean, they wasn't close on 3 of them. They lost by 1 to Eunice, so we'll see.
Eunice isn't great, and Eunice isn't. They're not great, but Eunice is physical.
Hey, it's
Yeah,
good
so
old
They're
fashioned
they're they're
split.
they're, they're physical.
It's gonna show. It's gonna transpire to the Oakdale game because Eunice is very physical.
It'll look good when we win.
That's right.
A good old fashioned split, boys. 3 win Oakdale, 3 win Avoyles. We'll see. That's why they have to put the football down Friday night.
Absolutely.
And let the best team win after the final buzzer.
Right.
Beauchamp, Livonia, a couple of 1-4 teams looking for that 2nd win of the season. Who gets it?
Well, Livonia's got a negative 67 point differential on the year. That's it's a little more impressive than Beauchamp's negative 129.
Yeah.
Well,
Beauchamp's only scored 25 points this year.
I mean, 9 of them was against us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Technically,
you could
not,
say that they had an offensive
they scored
out-
because of a special
Special
team.
teams and
Yeah.
a field goal.
You could say they had an
score against
offensive
y'all.
explosion up the road in Port Barry. My biggest question is there a path to the postseason for one of these teams?
No,
After
I
a
No,
win?
no.
Only 28 teams get in.
Exactly. And Beauchamp's at 31.
Well,
A win here will probably pick Livonia up to around the mid-30s.
Yeah.
But string together a couple of wins, hey,
I don't think Beauchamp wins another game.
I don't think so either.
It's their last chance with that district.
I don't think this is their last chance. I think that happened already. Give me Livonia pretty big in this one.
Josh, speaking.
That's
Yeah.
2 teams both struggling.
Yeah.
Livonia's
Like
at
a
home.
14-8 type of game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's going to be I think it's going to be low scoring. Neither of them are really great offensively, but Livonia at home.
6-3.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. That means they have to kick a field goal.
14 to 6.
Beauchamp kicks a field goal and Livonia scores a touchdown and misses the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, something like that. I'm going Livonia.
Okay.
I'm going Livonia.
Okay. Holden? Livonia across the board. Livonia, 2nd win of the season. They also have another shot to get another win coming up against Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
So Livonia not out of the race yet of getting that 3rd win of the season. You got to get 2 here. Starts on Friday.
Chris, flip a coin. Yeah, it's true. That's literally what I was thinking.
I agree.
When I looked at it last night, that's what I said. I said, let me just flip a coin.
Yeah, that's right.
Port Barry, Church Point, happy homecoming, Church Point across the board.
Yeah.
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 Yo, yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah.
2-3 record is
Short
not
and
reflecting
sweet.
how good this team is.
It's weird seeing them at 2-3.
Yeah.
Well, Barry's playing for some matchups down the road.
Right.
Yeah,
Got some
definitely.
winnable games
They,
down
ju-
the
they
road.
just need to stay healthy. They just need to stay healthy because at Church Point, that's some physical boys out there.
Yeah, which Port Barry team's going to show up though?
It's Church Point homecoming,
Yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's all about the Bears.
where
tomorrow.
everybody's homecoming.
Yeah.
Logansport Rose Pine meet up this week. Logansport coming off of a shootout win last week against Red River. Rose Pine coming off of a tough loss to the Quincy. Can Logansport go into Rose Pine and get this win?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yeah.
They're going to spread it out. They're going to spread those.
Mr. Cody, as much as I want to pick y'all, I just got to go with the hotter team right now in Logansport.
Sorry, Mindy.
We're across the board.
Yeah.
Across the board.
I do want to draw some concern for Logansport. 2 back-to-back one-score wins against maybe not the best
But they're
competition.
scoring points.
Yeah, but they're scoring.
Yeah,
And Rose Pine ain't right now.
this is true. And to win the game, you have to score more points than the other guy.
Mhm.
Yes. But is it concerning as we look ahead down the road?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
absolutely. Holden, you went Logansport?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I went them also. Hey, intriguing matchup here in district play. When you look at this could very well be flipped.
Yeah.
You thought coming into this week it might be 4-1 versus 4-1. If you look at this before the season, ERAF and St. Martinville were 2 of the favorites to go at this district title this year. Now they're sitting at 1-4. Now you're starting to scratch your head a little bit, trying to figure out, okay, how do you pick this game? And St. Martinville has let us down week in and week out, and we keep picking them, Gary. We pick
Yeah.
them every week, and they keep losing.
I know.
Is this the week we don't pick them and they win?
No. I'm going to pick them again.
You picking them again?
Yep. They're at home.
I'm not.
They're at home.
They burned you too many times.
That's all good.
I'm not.
I
I'm
like
going with
the Bills.
ERAF.
ERAF on the road?
ERAF got their first win last week. The momentum
Who they
is
beat?
there.
Vinton.
Does it
Vinton.
matter? It was the,
Vinton.
does it matter?
Gary went.
I went St. Martinville.
I'm going St. Martinville.
You went St. Martinville?
I
Gary?
went St. Martinville, dude.
Goodness.
Man.
ERAF.
Gary. Brendan, you went St. Martinville?
Yes, sir.
Seth, who you went?
I'm going to say Martinville.
St. Martinville. Seth?
Yeah. ERAF is riding in with their first win of the season against Vinton.
Okay. Who St. Martinville beat?
Bro Bridge, they beat
Yeah.
Bro Bridge like 40 to
Yeah.
19.
That's good.
I think that's a better win for St. Martinville.
better win.
Right.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Bro Bridge lost to Westgate in a shootout, and they lost to Lafayette in a good game. Give me St. Martinville.
St. Martinville. I agree with y'all. Oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was rolling with this quarterback from ERAF in week 0.
Yeah.
I talked high on him.
He looked
And
good.
He looks the part, and they just have not piled up the wins like
Right.
I expected right now. So I got to go with St. Martinville at home
Mm-hmm.
in this contest.
You gonna let him burn you again?
Yes,
Yeah.
All right.
I got to let him burn me again. Lake Arthur,
That's too good.
Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Lake Arthur 4-1. They're playing high right now. If they would have beat Jeanerette 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? 2 weeks ago. 'cause
Yeah,
they
2
played-
weeks ago,
If
yeah.
they'd have beat Jeanerette 2 weeks ago, God Almighty, what a game this would have been. You'd have been looking at a 5-0 red hot Lake Arthur team, but instead you got a Notre Dame Pio team that is well coached, full of great talent, and they're at home this week. I gotta go with the Pios. I thought Lake Arthur, if they were 5-0, they had a shot going into this game, but
Didn't Lake Arthur play a
give me
dub
Notre
2
Dame.
weeks ago?
yes.
Yes. Yes. And they struggled. They struggled
Yeah,
with
they
Dublin for a
struggled,
while.
yeah.
They did.
Dis-
Ray
dis-
Levi and Kenyon Boyce are good for Lake Arthur.
Absolutely.
They're dynamic.
They-
Both of those guys.
It
But
could be
Playing-
It could be a reason why they keep it close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but playing disciplined football has been the Achilles heel for Lake Arthur so far this year. Not
Penalties.
Yeah, it's undisciplined football. I mean, look at the Pio schedule. their 3 losses are
Turlings.
Turlings Catholic, to Cecilia,
Southside.
and the South Side.
They lost.
They
by
are this team.
9 to Southside.
This team is battle tested.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Payo-
when I saw that, I
Payos-
said that I can't go against Notre Dame.
Pi-
Can't pick against them.
Not at home.
Payos by a pile.
Yes.
Piles by a pile.
I-
Brandon? Piles by a boudin slice, if you want to cut me one.
Those are some big boudin slices, man.
Man, it was.
Those are some big boudin slices.
Yeah.
Notre
You
Dame.
wanna cut me
Notre
one.
Dame.
Oh, I can't. What do you want?
Here?
The regular smoked.
Ready.
They broke up.
Notre Dame, Gary?
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
Seth? Notre Dame?
I'm saying Notre Dame's gonna ride into Lake Arthur, with them being 4-1 and humble Lake Arthur.
Goodness. Y'all be nice.
That's some
Oh,
good shit.
Notre
Way better than
Dame
smoke.
will
Way
win
better
out
than
the rest of the season. I think their only test the rest of the way is Welsh, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How much of a test is that?
Well, 2 weeks in a row they got Grand Lake, then they got Welsh.
Yeah. It's gonna be a back-to-back.
Back-to-back test.
So we'll go across the board there for the Pios. You know who burnt the All-Amata a couple weeks ago? He picked against his own school he graduated from. I'm curious to see if he picks them
Then they
tonight.
burned me again because I picked them.
He burned him again because he picked them. 2 times he got burnt this year by Sacred
I'd
Heart.
rather get burned by them winning than get burned by picking them. I'm going with Catholic.
Catholic appointed P.
That's right.
This man must have graduated from something.
I'm hoping to play. I'm hoping to.
Y'all,
play with
what
some-
about you?
Ooh.
Y'all
Reverse
picking against them every
psychology.
week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's true. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Catholic appointed P.
All right.
Who you got, sir?
Catholic picked up a big win last week at White Castle.
Beat a
That's
4-0 White Castle last week, and none of us
Four-
picked them.
40-8 at White Castle.
At White
Big.
real good. White
Why
Castle
do we
team, too.
even do this show? We don't know what we're talking about.
Big win last week. They're gonna keep going.
Punky P.
Punky P.
I'm with it.
Power points.
I'm going Point Capee. I think Caruth has got that offense doing what it needs to do right now. And I mean, look, going into his first season at Point Capee, he started the season with Bunky and then Liberty Magnet. And he lost by 1 to Liberty Magnet.
Correct. And Bunky had no quarterback.
Exactly. I think he had to have his time to get his offense rolling the way it wants to. I think Point Capee
Y'all eat almost all of it.
Point Capee by at least 14.
I think Jordan.
By at least 14.
By at least 14.
Yeah,
I think Sacred Heart's going to keep it close.
That's it.
I think Sacred Heart's going to keep it close for a while, and then Point Capee's
Oh, yeah?
away from it.
You think?
What you got?
Dude, this Sacred Heart team's gonna crack 20 points once, and that was over a wounded Basile team that couldn't move the ball.
You gonna let him talk to you
It's,
like that?
it's district.
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 It sure is, but that don't mean nothing.
Boudin is on the line.
My man hates his alma mater. Like he straight up hates him.
Yeah, he's straight up.
Point of P is that
You know where they got good Boudin?
Mr.
In New Roads.
Really,
That's
he's
the
strong.
point of P.
I'm going to tell you this. Coach Aguilar at Sacred Heart,
The one that I'm eating
He-
right now.
once they can get the offense where it needs to, he's going to have that defense
It's a
ready.
young group, huh?
And they are young.
Was it?
And as a coach from St. Ed's talking like that about Sacred Heart and Point Capee,
You won't be talking like this next week.
no, I won't, because there's going to be St. Ed's over everybody in the district until we meet OC at home for the district title.
Whoa,
Come on
now.
now.
The Catholic Point of P team at 2 point
y'all play
conversion
Catholic
away
at?
from being 4-1.
At Catholic.
Oof.
At
Y'all
Catholic.
I
going
have to
two
get that one
Catholic?
too.
Y'all going
Oh.
2 Catholic?
Going to Catholic.
Do I have 3
Okay.
of me? No, I don't have 3 of me. I don't know where I'm at in a couple weeks. Okay. Catholics playing with confidence. They reeled off 3 in a row after dropping the first 2 of the season.
Yes.
They did not have a quarterback week 1 against a talented Bunky team.
That's like
They
this.
lost by 1
Whatever
point
we-
against a 5A Liberty Magnet. 3 in a row, make it 4. Catholic Point P at home.
Yeah, I got
I
them
agree.
too,
All
George.
the way.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Westminster Opelousas Catholic. This is a Viking team, too physical at home, and the receiving core is nuts.
Yes.
Right.
They good. Give me the Vikings at home.
Yeah, that's scheduled
Yep.
on that record
Yep.
for you.
Me too.
I think so. What do you think?
Not this
think
guy.
this is my upset of the week.
Come on, Naya.
Whoa.
Naya's in the chat with the WCA. This is your upset of the week. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a boot down.
WCA's only losses.
Give me a boot down for this one.
That's smoke, boo. That's regular.
Which one is this one?
That's smoke.
Boot down. Talk to me nice.
Westminster's only
Yes.
2 losses.
I agree. Let me write it down.
5-0 Hanson Memorial.
Yes.
4-1 Jeanerette.
Correct. Gotta make sure I write this down right.
OC played a tough schedule.
Oak Grove.
Oak Grove.
Ascension Catholic. Southern Lab. Poor Bear.
Okay.
Had to
Probably the
tone
toughest-
it down a little bit.
Yeah,
Just-
Yeah, the
poor
roller
guy.
coaster
Choked on it,
is
man.
real.
I had to,
Semi-final teams.
I had to
But
tone us down a
where-
little bit.
That's right.
But my question
35
for
games for
OC
Bear.
and the biggest one for them, and how going to determine really how far they can go. How much have they improved in the trenches? Because that was a big question for us early in the year.
Yes,
and
yes,
I
yes.
have not seen an answer. For
Great
it.
to see them improve this
Right.
year. Won a couple games. They're going to win a couple more the rest of the way. I just can't see them getting past the Vikings this week. But I think they got 2 or 3 more wins on their schedule coming up.
Yeah.
I'm
I
thinking
think so, too.
WCA is my upset of the week.
Upset of the week from Mr. Johnson. Brendan. Upset of the week.
Opelousas Catholic.
Okay.
It's all about the Vikings. It's
OC.
Gary?
OC.
Seth.
That passing attack from OC is gonna be too much for Westminster. Give me OC.
You just hate making this pick, don't you?
I do. It makes me cringe.
Well, why you come on the show?
Come on, bro.
Because he
You
likes
can-
us.
2
You
picks
can-
in a row and I make you pick the district?
Ah.
Wait till Shiver gets you in the office tomorrow.
We-
Holden.
OC.
I got the Vikings on.
I keep,
That's
I keep
totally
checking
fine.
I keep checking the live, making sure that I haven't lost my job at St. Ed yet.
Hey, you can step up to me. I'm sure I can coach this week for homecoming. St. Thomas More, North Vermilion District gets underway. St. Thomas More offense is elite, and they stand in the elite column with very few
all about
of
the Cougars.
how good that Cougar offense is. But guess what? They play defense over there, too.
Oh, yeah.
And guess where this game is, Gary Swallow?
It's at Cougar Field.
Cougar Stadium
Cougar
will be
Stadium,
rocking.
right.
At the
Hello,
Cougs,
1-0
baby.
in district.
At
All
the
cool.
Cougs.
Yeah.
I have a
SDM
question. Does SDM breed quarterbacks?
Yes,
Yeah,
actually.
Every
there's
time
a-
I turn around, there's
Actually,
another
yes.
D1 quarterback at SDM.
Third
pretty
string
much.
quarterbacks for Ole Miss.
Exactly.
They have a farm tour. Actually, you can
It's
go
just
on.
produce over there.
That
They don't
quarterback
ever-
probably could've
do they
won
ever lose at
700
home?
too.
Very
No.
seldom.
Yeah.
Very seldom.
Yeah.
do
Even
they
won a
lose.
state title at home.
9 times out of 10.
They're one of the few teams that can say that they won a state
State
title
title
on their
at
home
home
field.
Yep, nine
remember that.
times out of 10 they do lose at home, and that's usually
That was about
the
what,
Cavaliers
4 years
Baton
ago,
Rouge.
3 years ago?
Not this year, by the way.
Yeah. St. Thomas More across the board. That's right.
SDM by
We talk,
40.
we
Come
talk
on,
about how
Cody.
good LCA's offense
This is going to be a blowout.
The clogs will be running early.
Oh yeah, it's going to. They're
Might
going
as
to
well
keep
run.
on going. They're going to be.
Is their coach besides JT Curtis? Is he the win?
Hightower.
Hightower.
Is he the all-time winning?
Maybe.
Like right now?
I think
right,
I think Franklin
No.
over there at Haynesville might be
Yeah.
up in the conversation.
Not yet, but he's getting there.
He's getting. I know he's getting there.
Look,
getting
and
there.
Hightower.
And then Holstein's at Alabama.
I know.
Right.
Hightower has done tremendous
Cool.
career at St. Thomas.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've been knowing him for a long time, and I tell you what, he's awesome
Louis
coach.
Cooks at Notre Dame, good. Hey, I gotta get it going because y'all gonna keep me here to midnight.
Probably.
I gotta get it going.
Come on.
Sulphur Barb, no, we're not playing baseball.
I'm still picking Barb.
We're playing football. This is a rivalry game. Sulphur going for 3 in a row, Josh.
Barb.
Yeah.
Barb on the
Barb.
road.
Barbara, that's what he said.
He said Barb on the road. Let me tack it down.
Coach Ganger,
There's your
first year.
tours.
Give me the tours.
Memorial Stadium.
Give me the tours.
Sulphur.
Braden.
Sulphur.
Gary.
Yep.
My little cousin's a quarterback at Barb. Barb's a good pick.
Barb.
Sulphur's a good pick. That's a good game.
Barb walks in Tornado Alley and walks out with a win.
Come on
There we go.
talk to
Finally,
him.
someone starts to see it my way.
Come on. Seth with the bar. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Boudin's talking.
Oh, it feels good. I'm about ready to get another one.
Dr. Pepper's getting empty, so we have to,
They're gonna sleep good tonight.
That's
we
right,
have to shut
man.
the thing down.
The
Holden,
address,
who wins this
and he'll
game?
give me about
I like
10 pounds
Sulphur.
tomorrow,
Sulphur at home.
as soon as I get off.
H. Sulphur at home, 3 in a row.
Mhm.
Talk to him, Josh. I'll call you Friday night after the victory. Seth, I won't call you. You'll be celebrating a homecoming
Homecoming win, baby.
upset.
He hopes.
Brobridge, Cecilia, it's the Civil War, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Cecilia's Diesel Solari at quarterback. Enough said.
More than enough said.
More
You
than
could've
enough.
said
Still
the
my
first name.
pick for district champs.
Cecilia.
The Dogs.
Cecilia.
Cecilia.
The Dogs,
Cecilia.
Josh.
Hey, and it's over
Big.
early.
Big,
Really?
It's
Big.
over early.
big,
Wow.
Early.
Okay.
big.
Watch.
The
Since I said that,
rivalry.
watch Chris is gonna be here in a little bit.
The rivalry. Look,
Brobridge
Yeah,
for Chris.
Brobridge for Chris.
That's just hating at that point. But
no, you just hateful, Chris. Chris, you just hateful.
Chris said, I ain't picking Cecilia. I'm going Brobridge all the way. I got you, buddy.
This is the
Brobridge
one-
hasn't beat Cecilia in 3 years.
This is the one that gets pinned. This is the one that all 6 of us look stupid on Friday night, and Brobridge upsets him.
Negative.
And we don't have a recap show Friday
No,
night.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no,
we
no,
do
no, no.
not have a recap show Friday night because we don't want to show our face.
No. The pin one is WC and OC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do the recap show at Kings by myself again. Y'all all left me hanging. It's all good. Gary was chasing race cars. Josh was chasing sleep. Holden was chasing sleep. Seth was celebrating.
with
Brendan
you.
was sleeping. Don't worry, I took it. I took it in.
I had to work the
I was
next
eating.
morning, sir.
I was
You
eating-
was eating good.
I was eating good at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I was with you, fool.
Cecilia across the board.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No
Almost there.
Okay, Josh, Brian, Gary Danielson,
Really?
Oh
Seth
no.
Rogen.
You
I
poor
want his
thing.
checking account.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, Lafayette coming off of a big time win last week. They upset St. Martinville, but do you call it an upset? I don't know. I'm just speaking dumb tonight. Karen
No.
Crow at the Crow Dome. They cracked my top 5 this week. Now it's time to go prove it. Prove that this was a fluke a week ago. You were tied up at halftime. Prove it. Prove that you are that team. Prove that you are capable of being ranked 2nd in the state of Louisiana on Go Preps
Karen Crow big.
at the Crow Dome.
Karen Crow big.
I think next to
It was an
that,
upset.
I think next to the number 1 spot in the state for the select Division 1, it shouldn't say a team name. It should just say Exit 4.
Exit 4.
Best team in the state. Big Bears on the hunt.
There it is. Big Bears lost in the semifinals a year ago. They
Ain't
got
gonna be
they
the-
got
ain't gonna end that way
dome
this
on their
year.
mind, Seth.
Bears to the moon.
Okay, Josh.
Give me the Bears. Give me
Bears.
Karen Crow. I think it's going to be similar to last week. I think Lafayette does hang around for a little while, but I think at the end, I think it's just going to be like it was.
Pull
I think
away?
Karen
Yeah,
Crow
I
pulls
agree.
away.
I
Karen Crow.
agree.
I would love to know the amount of points they averaging through 5 weeks. Go,
I don't know a bunch.
Gary.
Karen
It's
Crow.
it's 53.
53. I knew somebody had it. Seth,
Give me Karen Crow.
closer than the experts think.
It's gonna be closer in the first half.
67 to 34.
No, it's not gonna be that close. In the first half, Lafayette's passing attack is going to be rolling,
Yeah.
but then Karen Crow just turns it up.
Okay. Hope.
I actually didn't tell you this, Jordy. So since I can't make it with y'all because of work, all the way to
Dang.
Brazil, I'm actually going to this game. I got invited.
Well, how about you take a selfie and post it on our Twitter page and let us know how much fun you're having.
You know I love the crew.
I've never been to the Crow Dome to cover a game.
Oh, I'm
I've
about to
only
say-
been as a fan.
I know.
Boy, wouldn't that be something one day, Gary?
Yes.
Dream big.
That's right.
Dream on.
It's gonna be fun.
My apologies. It's 47.5.
But that's still a bunch.
Marksville Gina meet up this week. Gina coming off of back-to-back losses after an impressive three.
Gina?
I mean,
Gina?
Mark-
5-0?
You know I'm looking
Back-to-back
at
losses?
You know I'm looking at Marksville right here. Marksville coming off of back-to-back losses after a 3-0 start. Remember, this was a 1-9 team a year ago, and that's to go and be in a 3-2 record at the midway point. Huge strides.
Oh,
But
definitely.
Gina on a collision course with Donkey, God, you gotta have two undefeated teams meet in week 8. It's gotta be 7-0. It's gotta be 7-0. I have to see that matchup. Gina Giants.
Big.
Happy homecoming, Gina.
Happy homecoming.
homecoming.
But does it have to be 2 undefeated?
It will be too.
It will be.
It will be 2 undefeated.
A
It
quiet
will be.
loss.
Yeah,
Has
yeah.
the magic
Two,
really
Jordan.
run out for Marksville and Coach JT Harper in year 1?
You think an upset here? Oh, you crazy.
Gina's got 2 wins against 2 really close wins against some real bad teams.
And they got a really good one last week against a really
Yeah,
good team.
yeah,
Yeah.
Statement
but that's
win.
it.
That was a statement win on the road.
That's that same Tioga team actually beat up on Marksville pretty good.
So what you saying? Spit it.
I'm saying that
He's trolling.
I'm saying that the pass means
There's no way.
nothing. I'm taking Marksville.
Marksville.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
You remember when my boy went 28-20?
I remember when he picked Bird and how
Bird burn him
Twice.
Twice.
Two times.
twice.
Twice.
So
Time.
if Marksville wins this
Give me
game,
the double bird.
if Marksville wins this game and Elton gets upset, we're gonna be under the same rock together.
That's
Me and Bri-
right.
Okay, well, I didn't expect this, but hell, I hope this is why we make picks.
That's right.
Try.
Gina.
Brandon,
All about the Giants. All about the G-Men. Happy
G-Men.
homecoming to Gina.
they were on my just missed top 5
I
this
know,
week.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm shook. He just threw a wrench.
That's a tough
Told
one.
you.
He got to take
I
a
told
Valium.
you the big.
Gary,
I told you the big ones were coming.
sweating.
Oh, I'm Gina. Gina Giants, baby.
Did Gary just say baby on live air?
yeah.
Baby.
You feeling good?
I'm
tonight.
feeling good,
We ain't
man.
got you feeling good.
That's right. I
I'm
got
gonna
a
say
full
this,
belly, man.
and
I'm
I'm gonna
good.
make his upset look foolish. Gina, running clock after the 3rd quarter.
You know I could have.
Yep.
You know I could have wore a blue shirt tonight. Coach Shiver gave me a St. Ed's shirt over the summer.
Come on, man.
I could have rocked out with the blue tonight, and you'd have never known who I was
That's why
picking.
you put the shortest guy at the end.
Seth Holden.
Gina Giants
Yeah.
by a lot.
We
By
talked
a
about
lot.
this Gina team. They were on our look a couple weeks ago. We said, "Hey, that's a sleeping giant waiting to implode."
Nice pun.
I mean, I tried.
Good pun. I like that.
I tried.
I don't think he even realized it.
Did I mess?
That
Did
was
I mess it
pretty
up?
punny.
Did I mess it up?
No, you did
Should
good.
I try harder?
Pretty punny when I was good.
What would you say?
Gina big.
Gina big.
Gina B.
Did I really mess it up on live air?
No.
No, you
Y'all-
good.
y'all just-
You didn't do
y'all just
nothing,
messing
man.
with me.
Yeah,
No,
we
you
did
good.
messing with
You good, George.
Gullible.
Are y'all fooling with me?
No.
I got bad anxiety.
Nah, bro, you good.
I'm
He does,
I
man.
take it to the heart.
You're getting me anxiety, man.
Hey, okay, let's lock in for a second, okay? I need you to lock in.
Speed
I need
round?
you to lock in. I need you to lock in. You to lock in, and I think you locked
I'm
in.
gonna sleep if I lock in.
Yeah, he gonna
Okay.
be he gonna be sleeping.
Speed round?
No.
Yeah.
It is that time of the week, ladies and gentlemen. 4-1 record on the season, and she's going after a big one this week. Holly's lock of the week here in week 6. Hello, somebody in the chat. Holly's lock of the week this week. St. Louis Saints on the road over Westlake. Are we locking it in on the panel here tonight? Holly's lock of the week taking a big chance on the road with who I think has a good shot to get to that state title game.
I agree with her.
I'm going to say those.
Oh, when the Saints go marching.
I'm going with St. Louis. I am.
We locking it in?
Locking
lock
it
it
in.
And,
Let's
they,
lock it
and
in.
the
Holly's lock
Saints
of the
ain't
week.
marching. The Saints at full
Holden.
gallop.
Holden,
Oh yeah, St. Louis.
Holly Lock of the week. How about St. Louis Saints?
I'm not getting burned by them again.
Westlake shut out back-to-back weeks.
I think that's one of the
Back-to-back
best teams
weeks.
in that area too.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
not even
Oh,
close.
this could be a dogfight.
How about that lock of the week?
Hey,
They'll win that district.
She went with a little tough one there. I
They'll
like
win
it.
that
Louis,
district.
Iowa, Lake Charles College Prep, still in contention.
St. Louis is
Okay, let's see. J.O. Swag Surf themselves over there. Boy, they play with some confidence, and they play with a motor.
you're right.
They got one of the better defenses I've seen.
that's Lake Charles area.
Yes, Brendan.
You can honestly say that's
Gary,
probably the best team in Lake
Seth.
Charles right now,
Yeah.
right?
Right now.
Right now.
With Sam Houston 5-0, it's a tough task.
Yeah. Do they play or no?
No.
No.
Holden.
Sam Houston will be brought down there this
Lock of the week. Let's lock it in, baby. Let's
They will
hope
be
St.
brought
Louis
down there
does
later.
not let Holly down this week. Catholic New Iberia, Ascension Episcopal meeting this week at Blue Gator Stadium. We have Catholic New Iberia and really good win a week ago against Eunice in a shootout, 36-33. That was a 11 lead changes last week. Ascension Episcopal took one off the chin, I believe. Am I correct? They lost last week?
I think so.
I believe
Yeah,
so,
I think
yes.
so.
I believe so.
Yeah, poor Elton burned her. She was undefeated on picks. Good. How you get upset by 0-2 Montgomery?
Yeah. Trust me, I was upset
That was,
that night, too.
that was
Come
bad.
on, man. You gotta get together here, Brendan.
Good old-fashioned shootout, somebody says in a comment. I think they're on something there. I think that is exactly the way I'm leaning towards here. I think I got to go with Red Hot Catholic New Iberia here.
Yep.
Gary Swallow.
I'm with you. I'm going with Catholic and New Iberia.
Me too. Catholic New Iberia.
Josh?
I'm not.
Of course he's not.
What a
Of course
surprise.
he's not.
Yeah.
Which
I like the home team.
Oh,
Session.
man.
Which one's which?
I don't know
Probably ain't much left.
Okay. You can
if they
tell.
got any left.
Give me Ascension
Look at it.
with a big win at home.
It's not a
You
bad
shook
pick.
him up so much, he gonna eat.
It's not a bad pick because we can either have a lot of bad records or he can have a
Really good record.
really good
Yeah.
record. So, I mean,
Yeah.
he's taking a chance
What's
here.
been the trend? Him really bad?
Josh, don't let him talk to you like that.
It's all good.
No, that week 3 was pretty good.
Yeah, week 3 you did solid, my man.
We don't live in the past, my boy.
Dortez blew us all out at the water last week. Coach Dortez. Gary, who you picking?
Me and him was right there.
Catholic and New Iberia.
Jordan's picking Catholic and Iberia. Seth?
I'm picking Catholic, and I don't think it's to be that big of a shootout.
Okay. Holden?
I like Catholic. They're starting to
Okay.
really turn that program around.
Centerville Central Catholic. We got an alum in the house tonight. Hello,
do.
alum. This is a 4-1 Centerville team versus a 3-2 Central Catholic team. Central Catholic gave Jeanerette their first loss of the season. Can they do it 2 weeks in a row and knock off a good Centerville team?
And look, man, Centerville's got to stay focused here. They've got both Hanson and VC looming these next 2 weeks. Central Catholic beat Jeanerette. That was a really good win for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think the momentum stops here. I think Centerville handles it pretty well.
Okay. Brendan?
Centerville's only allowed 43 points all year
Mm-hmm.
through the first 5 weeks, but Central Catholic, big win over Jeanerette. Give me Central Catholic.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a real close game. I think it's going to be tight. I'm going to give Centerville the nod in a
So-
very
Seth?
close one.
So,
I think
the only loss for Centerville
Mhm.
is Generate.
correct.
It'll just be Generate.
That's what I was thinking.
Give me the dogs.
Super Bowl, the rivalry. Go Gators.
Give me the dogs. Bulldogs beat it.
Centerville?
Yep, give me Centerville.
Oh, okay. Did you do that to
Nope.
make their drive home just a
Nope.
little bit better?
Nope. Nope.
You got an alum in the house that
I'm going Centerville.
okay.
Coach Nick Troscare's probably gonna laugh at me for picking them, but I'm going Centerville.
You influenced that pick? Holden?
I think it's going to be a really good game, honestly. And I met the coach last week. Really cool dude. I picked them to win. They won. I'm picking Central this week. That Generate game, and it's at home. I like Central this week.
Holden, I agree with you. It's the Generate game that is just pulling at my shirt right now. I think that one is just the way it was, the way it happened. I like Central Catholic at home this week.
Come on, man. Generate just can't come out flat one week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Possible, but they didn't score anything.
yeah.
They scored 6 points.
No, they didn't.
Santa Mont East Ascension
Did it?
They did.
in the
Yeah,
chat.
Yeah, they did.
He said it's Ascension Parish Super Bowl this week, the rivalry. He wants to know who we're picking, Santa Mont or East Ascension.
That's rivalries that date back way back.
After
Ooh, man.
what you got? Oh, you got East Ascension's schedule real quick.
Hold on. Don't look up Max Prep, bro.
Oh, it's wrong.
They ain't got the right scores.
I just need to, because after that OHS win, I'm leaning towards Santa Mont. I gotta look at East Ascension's schedule real quick.
I don't know, man. Every time I
West
pick
Monroe-
against Santa Mon, I get
They lost
slap
to
happy.
they lost to Zachary,
West
West
Monroe,
Monroe, Destrehan, and Alexandra, and they beat De La Salle. What a damn good schedule.
You right.
I like Santa Monica.
But a 5-0
Santa
Gators.
Mont's 5-0,
Yeah,
East Ascension's
yeah.
1-4, but what a
I
freaking
think.
schedule.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Santa Mon.
That's,
I'm going
that
Santa Mon.
record is not indicative of how good
Yep, gotta go with Santa Mon.
that East
man.
Ascension
Santa
team
Mon.
is, but I'm still taking Santa Monica a close one.
Yeah, and a close one.
Where's that game at?
At East Ascension.
Yeah.
Oof, Lord have mercy.
Wait, where's that game at?
No, it's not on there.
Oh.
They just put it on the chat.
Hey, Eunice and Rain this week. Eunice, they have played some close games this year. Now you look at this team, I have one name for you. His name is Joseph Emilian.
Yes.
The difference maker. Happy homecoming.
We seen him.
Rain Wolves.
We seen
Wolves
him in
howling.
person. This guy is amazing.
Absolutely.
I'll make this one short and sweet, Joe. You can mark me down for
Okay.
the Rain Wolves.
Rain. Oh, most definitely. Rain.
Give me the Wolves.
Gary, Seth,
Give me the Wolves.
Holden.
Yeah, Wolves.
Wolves across the board. Quarterback is nice too. Yes, yes.
Yep, most definitely.
You got some guys that can go for sure. And they run that Wildcat look a lot also.
Right.
What's he ranked right now in the state? That running back.
Got me, my friend. This next matchup, I have a question mark by it. Is this your district championship game?
I think so.
Is this a
Could well
district
be.
championship game, Brendan? With Church Point, not the Church Point of old, and knowing that's way down the road, can Northwest and Iota be a district championship game here in Week 6? Still a lot to play for, but what a big time game! And don't you know this is Iota's homecoming?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Don't you know Iota sells out every week? Don't you know
God's country.
God's country is something special on a Friday night? Who wins this football game? Can the Raiders defense be the difference maker? Can Iota's offense at home get this win?
I don't know, man. Northwest defense, they've been the consistent part, but volatility, thy name is the Northwest Raider offense.
Yes.
It has been a coin flip, a crapshoot, a night at the blackjack table for them.
All right.
Iota's battle tested. They have played really well this year, but they laid an egg last week. So
That's a good football game.
Yeah.
Two good defenses
Which-
going at it.
which Iota team are we going to see
It's homecoming.
Friday? Is
Homecoming.
It's homecoming, man.
Have you
We're gonna
ever
see last-
experienced a home game at Iota?
Yes, actually.
That's like Texas written all over it.
Yeah.
Happy homecoming. Iota.
Jordan,
I mean, they ain't got the biggest stadium, but they got 10,000 fans in attendance.
That's true.
Jordan,
I
do
think
you
this
cover
is
a
going to
game
be
over
real. I
They
think
got their
this
own
is.
broadcast team.
I think this is going to be pretty close. I originally wanted to lean towards Northwest, but
Why not? You lean towards Marksville and everybody else.
true.
Northwest is a good pick.
I bet Alex is mad.
Alex
Yeah,
is going
man.
crazy.
I'm in.
Good. Tap me off, Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I'll take the Raiders.
Hey,
I'll take the Raiders. I
Raiders.
think this is lined up. I think last week their offense didn't look great.
Raiders
Looked
win this
good.
game and they win the district championship because they got Churchpoint at home.
Possible.
I'd slow down on that one.
Not probable, but possible.
Churchpoint at home. If they get past Iota this week,
They get past Iota this week. They set up a match with
crown them.
Church Point.
Brennan.
I think they set up a district title game with them.
Brennan?
You want to talk about a bitter taste? Iota loses on a fake extra point by Jennings,
Oh, yes.
and they had an explosive night. They had quarterback had two almost 70-yard touchdown passes. I mean, they proved that they have a good offense, and you hold a Jennings team who is explosive. Rajon Zeno is an underrated back in this state. He's a great. Give me an Iota.
How about that skill guy playing receiver with the number 28? Hey, that kid's good.
Yeah.
Iota.
No, we're not covering Pulveri Iota game because Iota has their own broadcast team.
Right.
Gary,
Iota.
Seth,
Whoever wins this is going to win district, and you can put the crown on the dogs.
dogs at
Dogs,
home.
right, yeah.
Oh,
And give me Iota this week. Sorry, Alex. No, that helmet's way too small.
it don't fit.
No. Dude, look at that little thing.
I got Cam in the chat right now. He can order us a 3X.
Oh, that thing.
Well, you're gonna have to cut your ears off to get that thing off.
Iota at home is my pick.
Cody said Northwest by 20.
Homecoming.
Whoa, man!
I'm sorry, nobody's winning this game by that much.
I
No.
think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the tightest game of the year.
Homecoming
Can't be
night.
tighter than what it was last week for them.
Damn,
Iota
Cam, that's a
wins.
large. That's bad, dude.
Hey, how about another homecoming night, ladies and gentlemen? And this is the big one. The return to the Kinder sideline for Coach Fuselair. It's homecoming night for Kinder. Did you know scheduling this game, knowing your old ball coach is coming back into town? Oh, what has that done? Jennings coming off of a big win last week. Kinder back-to-back district losses, and they've got it taken to them these last couple weeks. Can the emotion of coach coming back into town, knowing you want to win that game, knowing that it's homecoming night in front of your home faithful, can you win this game at home? Very capable.
Yep.
You know what's
Absolutely.
on the line. You're going to look on the other sideline. You're going to see the guy that brought you to 3 state championships coaching on another sideline. But they not worried about that because they got Justin Reed on their sideline, and they believe in him. And they will go to war with him as their head man here in 2023. It's going to be an all-out war, Seth. And I can't wait to see this one unveil. And when I get that score at different points of the night, I hope it's a close one. I hope it's a good old-fashioned football game between 2 great communities, 2 great football teams, and 2 great coaching staffs. Josh, who wins
And
this
a great
game?
and a great win at home for the Kinder Yellow Jackets.
Happy homecoming.
Happy homecoming.
Shout out to Brett
Why you
Fuselair.
ducking?
Shout out to Brett Fuselair on 100 career wins. Awesome feat for him.
Does he get one-on-one this week back at home?
It's a 15-minute road trip for me. I will be there at that game. He gets win number
What a
101.
sellout.
It's gonna
Can't
be.
even join us at Basil this week, but you can give us updates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you the updates. I think it's gonna be physical. I think there's gonna be a lot of emotion on both sides.
Absolutely.
I applaud Coach Justin Reed. He's got that Kinder team playing very well together, and they're a pretty young ball club. But I think Brett Fuselair goes into Kinder. I think Rajon Zeno has a big night.
Gary.
I just got a good feeling. I think Kinder in a close one.
Gary, happy homecoming? The return. Does it get one-on-one?
No.
Kinder at home?
I think Kinder goes in playing with a lot of emotions, a lot of heart behind it, and they get a close win.
Holden?
Kinder's back's against the wall. It's going to be a good game. what made me convinced with Jennings, they beat a really good DeRitter team.
Yeah.
Iota, they still won. Regardless how you want to say it, they still won by 1. They almost beat Iowa too. I like Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings only lost to Iowa by 7 points.
Yep.
Kinder lost to Iowa
And
by
I will not be
20.
surprised if Kinder wins. But I just they're going with the hotter team right now.
Yeah, you look at this. Jennings coming off 2 straight wins. Kinder, 2 straight losses, backs against the wall. But it's nice to have homecoming week here when you can get up for a game like that and turn your season around. Can the Yellow Jackets get it done at home this week and spoil the homecoming return for Coach Fusilier?
Is this gonna be some bad blood this game?
There's gonna be a lot of bad blood.
Yeah,
I,
it's gonna be a good
I,
game.
I believe
dude.
it's gonna
I'm
be.
jealous of you. I know I'm going to Karenko, but this is a good game.
It's a 10-15 minute road trip for me. I'm
This is. I'm gonna tell you this.
Well, don't
This
play
is one
more
game as a
after.
coach. I wish I wasn't coaching on Friday night because I'd be there.
Yes,
that's
I
yes.
agree with you.
I'll be there, bro.
Kinder at home.
Good pick.
Oh, got to pull something out of your back pocket because that Jennings team's coming in hot. But I'm gonna go with the homecoming team here.
That's a good pick. I mean, that's a hard place to win.
Hanson Memorial, Generette. 5-0 Hanson Memorial, 4-1 Generette. Can Hanson Memorial stay perfect?
I think they'll get pretty close. I don't think they will, though.
Generette rebounds this week.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Generette hands them their first loss, I believe. I'm going with Generette.
Garrett.
This was a toss-up for me.
Me too.
Every game's a toss-up for you.
Because he's picking some dang
Do you
hard
realize
games.
the rest of these games coming up?
Yeah, I know I did. I looked at
Yeah.
all of that. Don't worry, I went ahead. Give me Hanson. I think they're going to stay undefeated.
Sure.
Yeah,
Hanson, paper thin schedule, quickly
Yeah, I don't
turn
know.
into concrete.
Good pick, Gary.
It is
Seth.
what it is.
Generate avenges that loss,
Come on, Seth.
and they give Hanson their first loss.
Hold.
So last week was a fluke?
Yes.
I'm not convinced with Hanson's schedule. No disrespect, but I like Generate.
Gary.
It don't matter.
I'm going with you, my friend. I'm going Hanson Memorial on the road because unlike the rest of these guys here, well, except saw him, we saw him play for the Jamboree.
Yeah, they
And
play well.
We were impressed with what we saw that night. So, I mean, I know who they played, but we were still impressed with the team.
Yeah.
But they got some talented tailbacks that could be the difference here. But Generette could win this game easily.
Right.
But Hanson Memorial could stay perfect. We'll see.
I just don't think Hanson's schedule sets him up
I agree.
to play well against Generate.
I agree. But me and Gary's gonna go with a little confidence 5-0.
Go ahead.
This will be Bunky's toughest game of the season. Caldwell Parish is not a bad Caldwell Parish football team. But you gotta go with Bunky until proven differently.
You
If
don't
y'all
pick against
agree,
them. Right.
Bunky
You don't pick
only
against them.
allowed
Bunky.
24 points through 5 weeks. We all said it. 7-0, 7-0, week 8. We want to see it for the district crown.
Yep.
Funky at home.
Yep. I'm with you.
Yeah, 7-0 versus 6-1 for district crown.
I forgot he picked Marksville.
Yeah.
Damn. I gotta. You went Bunky?
Yeah.
B?
Oh yeah,
Fuck.
You got to pick Bunky.
Gary?
Yeah.
Bunky.
I'm going with Bunky.
Bunky
Seth?
all over.
Bunky.
Colton?
You know, in
Yeah.
4 games, they've only allowed 12 points.
In 5 games, don't they allow 24?
I know.
Yeah, I
but
know.
Still. No, Bunky. Yeah, I'm.
Bunky across the board.
Bunky all across the chat too.
Yes. Hey, Abbeville, St. Charles. Abbeville will lean on their defense
Damn it,
and try to
comments.
play ball control. But when you look at this St. Charles football team, they are complete in all 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. And they look the part again this year. They're well coached, and they look like they got the team to 3-peat. I'm sorry, I cannot pick Abbeville this week, and it's not likely I don't pick Abbeville. But tonight, It's St. Charles Comets.
Yep.
And it's gonna be gonna be the way they handle Turlings. That's all I need to see.
Oh, it's a blowout right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pick your upset. You know you want to.
No.
What you talking about, bro? I've been talking up St. Charles all year.
I will say this. This is probably one of the best St. Charles teams I've seen in a
No
while,
doubt.
and that's saying
No
a
doubt.
lot.
Especially after winning 2 in a row.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna say, especially
saying a
after two beating.
I think it's a blowout. Clock's running second half.
Come on now. Abbeville's defense doesn't keep it.
St. Charles is
keep
too
it clean.
much.
28 or less, huh?
Comets are shooting stars, big
Yeah.
dog.
Well, I think St.
Yep.
Charles will win, but I think Abbeville's going. The defense is going to keep it
Keep it
respectful.
respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Abbeville wants to cap them.
North Webster Union Parish. The Farmers are starting to shift that gear, led by
Don't say it.
running back Jamarian Island.
There you go.
Go ahead.
You needed help.
Hard-nosed physical football team. And the Farmers, 2 weeks in a row. Watch out for Union Parish moving forward.
Here they come.
Trey Holly's gone.
Yeah.
And all they did was plug in Jamarian Island, and he's the leading rusher going into week 6. Give me the Farmers at home.
Give me
I
the
agree.
Farmers.
Farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting
I'm with
Give
you.
me, give me no Farmers, but after week 6, he's not going to be the leading rusher.
Well, I mean, I could rush for 250 against who y'all play this
He's
week.
stay. Stats here, stats here. 1-2.
Well, look who they play. They got a good opponent this week.
Yeah, but all you do is run the ball.
I'm going to call you, and we're going to compare stats this week. I'm going to call Coach over there at Union Parish, good buddy of mine. I'm
Man.
going to call you and be like, yeah, he's that man.
I got.
He's
I
that
got,
dude.
I think that game's actually going to be good, but I like Union.
Yeah. All right. This next one, Peabody under Harry Coleman. He's got those kids to believe. Outstanding to see. They're 4-1 on the season, Holden. They have bought into the system. Now you can say Peabody isn't just a basketball school. They're a respectful football program. But you got a Neville football team with a bad taste in their mouth coming off of a fourth quarter blown lead at home. It's not likely you ever see Neville lose 2 in a row at home. And like I said, I believe in what he's done with the program, and I think he's going to win a lot of games there. But this week, coming off of a loss,
Yeah,
Neville.
Neville.
Never.
I'm happy to see Peabody doing what they're doing. But have y'all been to Neville and experienced the game at Neville?
Well, we will.
We
I've heard
will.
plenty about
Great
it.
friends with the broadcast team up there
You
with
cannot count Neville out at home.
Neville.
Nope.
Rumpin Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said that right.
Yeah, Neville's a fun place to be in late October.
Ruston is battle tested after 5 weeks. I mean, you played Warren Easton, you played LCA, you played Neville. So this team here went out of state and played somebody in Arkansas, if I'm not
And won.
mistaken,
And won.
and
And
won.
won.
Now they come in and play Alexandra at home. Alexandra is battle tested. Their only 2 losses this year was week 1 against Karen Crow and week 2 against St. Thomas More, but they have won 3 in a row. Can Alexandra throw a wrench into the plans here, knowing that Ruston has struggled to score points this year? Or Ruston finds their offense and defense just does what they do this week?
I've watched this Ruston team play offense, and it's not pretty.
It could get pretty. It could get pretty this week.
It doesn't look like it. That
Upset?
yeah, I'm
Ooh.
taking Alec in this one.
On the road
know
at
Ruston's a
Big
hard-
Ruston?
I know that Ruston's a hard place to play.
Even LCA couldn't go in there and win. And
Yeah,
you like
well,
Alexandra?
when you lose a turnover battle by 5,
You like Alexandra? I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you here.
I think Alexandria takes care
Preston's
of all.
probably had the hardest schedule in the state.
Yes.
Yeah.
And still sitting at 4-1.
5-0. It's a
5-0.
misprint.
Oh, 5-0. I'm
So
sorry.
5-0.
The forfeit.
Oh yeah, I
They
forgot
beat
about
Warren
the
Easton
forfeit.
1-0.
Brendan, are you agreeing?
Oh, I'm not rusting.
But y'all have had a battle here
Good.
tonight.
Rusting.
Good.
They've been elbowing each other all night.
Disagreeing,
man.
bro.
Ruston.
Disagreeing.
That's one of the best defenses in the state, you said. Even if they don't score 21, they can win a 10-7 ball game.
Yeah, but Alexander's coming off 54-0.
Yeah, but who they played?
They scored 140 points in the last 3 weeks.
But who they played?
They played.
Don't matter. Offense is clicking.
Yeah, it does matter if you play North Central every week.
Hey, now
They
you got to
ain't
go
playing North
against.
Central. They ain't got schedules
This
like.
is going to be the
they ain't got
best.
schedules like our alma mater.
This is going to be the best defense that they play up
This will be
this
the best
point.
defense that any team plays this year.
Garrett?
But if you can't score 1 point, holding another team to 0 don't really matter now, does it?
6 or 3 or 2 safety.
Rustin, they went big.
Rustin gets it rolling this week. I don't even think it's close, Josh.
That's okay.
Can keep
We'll see.
thinking.
They went big.
Garrett?
I'm going Rustin.
Seth?
I think Rustin finds the offense this week.
I agree.
And I think after this week, Rustin rolls and defense wins championship.
All the
Just
way to the
remember
state title?
Defense wins championships.
That's right.
that. If that defense keeps,
Except last
if
year.
that defense
except
keeps
last
playing,
year.
Except last year when Destrehan won it.
yeah.
Yeah.
If that defense keeps playing the way they're playing, and I think this week Rustin finds the offense, Rustin's gonna make a push to the state title.
Ooh, this
I
reminds you
just
of
can't
last
see him
year.
finding the offense, man. I haven't seen it.
They played STM too. Yeah, week 2. All right, Holden, Rustin.
Yeah, and y'all keep talking about offense, but it's the fact that they're still beating good teams
Yeah.
with
Just
a
the defense.
defense. So I like Rustin.
Yeah.
Big.
Hey, 2 good offenses here up north this week. Wassman and Carroll gonna go at it.
This is gonna be a good game, dude.
I think it's
It
gonna
will
be a
be.
good one.
I think
Here's
so.
the kicker for me. Wassman held Calvary to their season low of 21 points. That's about all I can give you, boys, after you make this pick. I like Wassman on the road.
Me too.
Me too.
Same here.
Wassman's normally a basketball school, but for them to be a
I
4-1,
recovered Wassman a couple of years ago
I said that
when
every
they
week.
played Abbeville.
We sure did.
I said that every week
When
when
it's
I
freezing?
saw Wassman keep winning.
was that Wassman?
They just look different.
Yeah.
Yep, Washman. This next game, I really don't know, Jordan. Seriously.
Number 32.
Yeah.
Seriously.
4-1 Albany at 5-0 Pine. Pine is using this for their senior night early in the season. Keep that in mind when you make this pick. Only loss for Albany this year came to an undefeated Northlake Christian. Pine has only allowed 30 points through 5 weeks. Who wins this football game?
I like Pine in this one.
Me too.
It's senior night. They've had a lot of fun this year on both sides of the ball. Why not?
Why
Yeah.
not Pine? And not
I'm
Pine
going
Prairie.
No.
Pine on that border
Up yonder.
up yonder.
Yeah,
That's
up yonder.
they're a long ways from us.
Way
Yeah,
up
you're right.
there.
I think you can flip a coin on this one. This
Oh yeah.
Neither one has allowed 14 points in a contest yet.
You
right.
have not went out on a limb tonight. Why not go out on a limb right here? You've been making safe pick after safe pick.
Oh man,
Talk to me.
you saying the boys was a safe pick?
I was trying to get him another one out of him.
I'm gonna go. Give me Albany.
Don't do it because I said it.
No, give me Albany.
Peer pressure.
Give
Peer
me
pressure?
Albany.
Peer pressure.
Give me
What
Albany.
busts his pipes holding?
Pressure.
Give me Albany.
Gary, I can't wait to mark this X.
Give me Albany.
Gary, you agree with Mr. Braden, right?
Pine. And a
Seth.
close one.
It's
Pine and a
close
close
for
one.
Pine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be
Close for
low
Pine.
scoring. Both
We've never
defenses
heard
are
of
really
either of these teams
I mean,
this year covering
I mean,
from people.
I gave you some good info.
Yeah, no. That, but like,
4-1, 5-0. I'm gonna find
Yeah.
the best matchups in the state.
no, that. But I'm just talking about like they haven't played teams that we really
Cool,
know.
look
But
at this.
I like Pine.
Fun fact about Pines football field: up to 5 years ago, if you scored in the south end zone, you had to go to the north end zone to kick the extra point because of the woods behind it. Braden wouldn't know it. Braden wouldn't know that information, Gary.
Because it's in the woods.
We going on 5-6 years and still no Facebook picture, no nothing who you are. I got $1,000. Tell me who you
I'll
are.
tell you.
There's a reason the school is called Pond.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a reason.
Braden, how about an open invitation, week 11,
I'll pay
to
for
be
your gas, everything.
a guest picker for the first round of the playoffs? It's an open invitation. We're in Opelousas, Louisiana, right on side of Peking.
This dude might be in New Mexico or something.
If he shows up, what a night that will be.
We're going to have fun.
Right now, pay for your gas, pay for everything.
He works for Sports Center. Well,
I'll take you to
work for
Roots
Sports
Chris.
Center one day. You know, Gary, I always said, if somebody came and said, hey, Jordan, we want to hire you to do radio, we want to hire you to do something sports broadcasting related, then this is on you.
Yeah.
Then under the lights is on you because I got to go, man. I got to chase the dream.
Go for it.
You in charge then.
That's fine.
So if Braden is hiring, I'm gone.
We're going to retire under the lights.
Under the lights is gone, retiring.
We'll keep going, but we'll eat well.
What does that watch party do, Gary?
I want you to come one time too.
I like this next one.
Bell Chase Newman. We look at this matchup here, and this is what I wrote down. 4 impressive wins over quality opponents for Newman.
Right.
They beat Hineville, Riverside, Benton, and Manny. Enough said. Give me the
Right.
Greenies at home.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're right.
Greenies.
Pretty
Is
much.
one team with a winning record, though?
Yes.
So, me and Mr. Gary were talking about this before the game, before the show. This is a better Newman team without Arch Manning behind center.
And you know who would agree with
Yeah.
you? Mr. JB that's in the chat right now with the
Most
Hash It Out
definitely.
show.
Most definitely.
This Newman team is rolling.
They're playing well. They're clicking on all cylinders right now.
Showing how
They're
good
doing
they are
everything.
post Manning era. I agree.
Yeah.
Josh? Don't lean in. I'm gonna lean
You
with
want it
you.
upset, don't you?
Bell Chase?
I
You know,
like Bell Chase.
you know, I like a guy out of Bell Chase. He's a good friend to the show, so he could be celebrating on Friday night down there in New Orleans. But
But it's in.
I guess not against the Greenies.
Is this year
just
Newman?
be careful when you're throwing a fade route and don't hit the signs building.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That's right. And don't punt it into the library. either.
Don't punt it into the library.
I like how Newman's field is.
It's cool, man.
It is.
We played there one year, and there's no visitor stands because there's a building right here, building right there, building right there, and then it's got the stands.
Braden?
It's
Newman.
almost like playing in a half dome.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Gary?
I'm going Newman.
Seth?
Newman rolls.
Holden?
The Greenies.
I like Newman. Also,
I gotta ask a question. Is this year for Newman?
I think so.
It's going to be the closest thing that they're going to be able to get
Really?
No.
right now, I think.
Really? Y'all know who's gonna be waiting on him, right?
this is not their year.
I don't think they make it. I think
St.
No,
Charles?
I don't think they make it, but I
No,
think
no,
this
that's
is going to be
what
the
I mean,
closest
is
thing
no,
that
they're
they
gonna
can
make a
have.
push. They're gonna make a.
They're going to make a push, you know. And
Yeah, yeah.
You can't ever tell with an upset, but I
Second
mean,
round. Bell
Yeah.
Chase.
If Newman falls on the other side of the bracket of St. Charles.
okay, right.
If they do that, it's Newman and St. Charles in the state title.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
that
still got,
would be good.
like he says in the comments here, you still got Calvary Baptist to worry
Newman
about.
and St.
Yeah.
Charles in the state title.
Chris said, "Don't throw it in the Port of New Orleans."
Yeah,
You will know more about Newman Week 10 when they play St. Charles.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
There's our one and only fan.
Oh boy.
Braden knows.
Okay, we're going to stick around that area a little bit here. And Riverside versus St. Martin's Episcopal. This is what I wrote down. And I don't have much on them.
That's a good Riverside team, yeah, dude.
Yes. I put this. I don't even know where it is. 33, where you at?
No, it's 34.
34?
Yeah, 34. You're right.
Oh,
Right
yeah, I wrote it right here.
Right there.
Riverside's only loss this year came to Newman. And then St. Martin's Episcopal His name is Harlem Berry. That's all I got.
5-star running back.
Talk to me, and we'll pick this one. The chat says Riverside with the upsets. Troy says St. Martin's. Bryson says Riverside. Braden says St. Martin's.
St. Martin's coach used to be
It's
at Riverside.
back and forth. It's back and forth. He's a monster for sure, Troy. Can they knock off Riverside? Josh.
I think this is a tight one.
I think so.
I think this is neck and neck right to the end. I like St. Martin's to hold on at home, but I would not be surprised if Riverside has one last throw with the ball with a chance to win the game.
Over or under 150 for Barry on the night.
150?
Over or under. Can Riverside's defense keep them under 150?
I don't know.
No.
Over.
I don't think so.
Over.
I think it's over.
It's over.
Over.
I think it's over. And I think
Jordy,
St.
you know I'm
Martin's
a
gonna win.
I'm a
St.
gambler,
Martin.
Jordy. You know I'm a gambler.
Yeah, I think St. Martin's going to. I got to go with St.
Under.
Martin.
Under?
He's gonna go over.
Over?
Yeah.
Holden?
He's a
Under
stud.
at
He's a
149.
stud.
Yeah, I like St. Martin's this week, man.
Barry ran for 120 last year versus them as a freshman, I think. And one run was 70-plus yards. For the most part, Riverside shut them down in a 35-7 win.
Watch George
That
gonna
under's
pick
not looking
Riverside.
so bad after all, now is it?
You pick Riverside?
No, I'll pick St. Martin.
Okay.
St. Martin's.
St. Martin's.
Me
Gary?
Close. Way
St.
close.
Martin's in the close.
Seth?
He's gonna go over 150, but Riverside's gonna win it.
Oh, good pick. Holden?
Let's stick with the home team.
Okay.
St. Martin's.
Going Riverside, myself, friend. Let's go road upset, give them their first loss of the season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is all I wrote down for this next game. And if you want to look at it on paper right here, what does number 35 say?
Troy.
Troy, in the chat. Tell us why St. James beats Lake Charles College Prep. Because I know what Lake Charles College Prep has done these last few weeks. But I want to hear it from the man himself. How does St. James go and win this game at home? And if anybody didn't know, this is the Hash It Out game of the week. The guys over there will be covering this
They
game
won't
live on their
try.
platform. St. James, Lake Charles College Prep. Who wins this football game? JB says he can't call it. He's speaking on it. Okay? Enjoy the game. Josh?
Man, I like St. James in this one. I do like St. James. LCCP has been a lot less impressive than we thought it would be.
Andy.
They just came out kind of flat. I thought they'd be a lot better than this.
Me too.
I like St. James in this one. I like him. Maybe not win too comfortably, but to kind of show where the difference
Troy,
is.
that mother trucker. Look at that comment, Holden.
We inconsistent. Look at we commented again. We inconsistent.
Yeah, boy, howdy are y'all?
Oh, we gotta shut the show off. Good night.
Good night, folks. Bye.
Wait, we still haven't talked about airline and Captain Creed.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
Troy picked against his own team, and he's been picking again. He's been.
No, I'm serious. He said I'm serious. This
I'm trying to get the man to give me a reason to pick him. Oh, another upset here. They're rolling off the board now.
This is gonna be. This has fireworks written all over it, but it's not gonna be anything for LCCP. St. James wins it.
Sound the horn.
Big
Sound
at
the
home.
horn at St.
Right on.
James. That's a big stadium. I don't know if you ever been there.
St. James almost beat East St. John, and East St. John's I think undefeated this
Glad
year.
you welcome to the chat, my friend. It took you 3 hours, but we
you
got,
talking
got
about?
you, we got you some energy here late in the
I've been talking.
11:30
What you
11:30
mean?
p.m.
I've been talking. I'm on fumes right now, but I've been talking.
You got some energy here. I like it. It's like Elton's gonna get upset this week or
try
something.
out.
No, North Central's going.
Yeah, North Central. That's what I mean. I lost track of the show.
Lake Charles College Prep and St. James.
Gary, I'm waiting on you.
St. James.
Good pick, Gary.
Is St. James getting back to St. James since Valdez?
Okay.
I think they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think St. James was this one big.
Holden? You gotta agree with Troy, huh, Holden?
Nope.
That's,
Give me
that's your buddy.
Give me St. James.
He always says pick Fontainebleau. Now he's saying pick against St. James.
St. James.
Something's
Troy.
got to give.
St. James, Troy.
St. James. They made it to the picks, Gary.
That's
Troy's
right.
been a faithful listener for 5 damn years.
That's right.
One of the best in the chat. And they finally made it to the picks this week.
Right.
6 weeks too long.
That's right.
Get the win, Troy.
Ooh, man.
Captain Shreve Airline, 4-1, 5-0. Captain Shreve,
Burn to me.
big win this season came over Union Parish. Hello. I mean, that's something.
I
They
think
also
this
burned that man down there and beat Bird.
Way.
Yeah, I think this is your district championship.
Okay, this is
I agree.
Airlines Ben Taylor, the difference maker. The dude is good. The kid plays quarterback for Airline. He's top 5 in the state of Louisiana, in my opinion,
Absolutely.
with quarterbacks. Airline is averaging 50 points per game.
And even 52.
They'll score another 50.
Take the over. Airline will throw for 500 yards.
Way, boy.
Captain Shreve will run for 350
Airline
yards.
to the moon.
Did you see that stat?
Mm-hmm.
Airline will throw for 500, and Captain Shreve
The
will
defense even get
run
off
for
the-
350.
Hey, look,
Wow.
hey, who needs a defense? If you let the other team score 99, Airline will just score 100.
Airline should have been in my top 5 this year, but Holy
Yeah, I
Cross
was
went
a
upset
little
John
surprised.
Curtis.
Little
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah, I'm picking Airline in a fun one.
Man, you like points? Attend this game.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Braden.
I'm not picking against the airline. Give me the
Gary.
Vikes.
Airline.
Like it's to
Seth.
the moon.
Give me the Vikes.
Holden.
I like Shreve this one.
Shit.
Whoa.
Oh,
Go ahead,
finally,
Come on
somebody,
down.
somebody
Control
mixes
the
it up.
clock, beat them up front, and win the turnover battle. And Captain Shreve wins this football game, Holden. Let's go!
Hey, you
Airline.
Hold up.
Ben Taylor.
Hold up.
500 yards
I'm gonna
passing.
remind-
Hey, Union Parish.
Hold on.
is trying
7
to-
touchdowns.
I'm gonna remind Jordy about the LCA time of possession. They can control time of possession all they want, but
4 minutes, 13
if
seconds.
Airline is scoring on 2 to 3 plays throwing the ball, you can control that clock all you want.
No,
What's his name?
so
Ben
what,
Taylor.
Ben Taylor. So
7 touchdowns later.
Oh,
in my Twitter group, I got an airline alum, and we talk. Obviously, they average what 40
50.
50 a game, but they also give up a lot.
Yeah,
Sure,
that's why
you-
you win 72
no, I'm not saying
72
that.
to 68.
This is going to be a high scoring game.
Oh, yeah.
Get
I'm
out there
just-
to win.
I'm just going by off of Shreve. They beat Union a little bit better, less points also given up, and their defense a little bit better. But like I said, this he told me too. This is the district championship.
Good.
Birds
Yep.
down.
I love week 6
Ben's
district
down.
championship game.
Yep.
It
I like
gives us
Shreve.
nothing to do the rest of the year.
Union Parish tried the same strategy of slowing things down.
48-44 was the final.
Yeah, it didn't work.
I said it could be 72-68 final score.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna be high.
It's gonna be
It
high.
It's gonna be
I
high.
mean, I'm kind of reaching. They only
Who
play
needs a
12-minute quarters.
who needs
It's gonna
a
be high.
defense when you can just outscore everybody?
Winner is gonna be a district champion.
Yes.
Yes.
Big time.
Oh, Sam Houston 5-0. Red hot Sam Houston Bronco football team got their hands full this week. Acadiana reeled off 4 in a row after losing to LCA. You look at this game here. They hung 70 a week ago. I guess it could happen in high school football with 12-minute quarters after Acadiana hung 70 a week ago. Here's the kicker, Gary. You say fear to veer. I say fear to pass. Quarterback Caden Diabetta coming off of a 3 passing touchdown night off of 6 attempts. Can the passing game get the Rams the win here against a Broncos team that you know they're going to sling it 60 times on Friday night? Seth, you're an alum.
Absolutely.
It's homecoming night.
I'm gonna put this out here. Sam Houston is walking into Bill Dodson Stadium at Ted Davidson Field at Bill Dotson Stadium,
Okay.
and Sam Houston has never won there.
Never.
Never.
Not even this week.
Never.
They're 5-0.
And they will go 5-1 this week. The beer machine is rolling. The terrible Turks are playing defense. Them Wrecking Rams are going to roll deep into the playoffs. I promise you that.
Hold on. Who's more likely to win this week? Sam Houston or North Central?
Broncos country?
Let's ride.
Sam Houston, but Acadiana's going to roll through this one.
Man, they're playing good ball after that LCA loss.
Absolutely.
They're scoring a lot of points.
Look.
Yeah.
As an alum, it hurt to see that LCA game. Because I'm like, man, where is the hunger from Acadiana?
Right.
But after that loss,
It pissed them off.
the beer machine is rolling. That defense, Coach Sebo got that defense
3 passing
rolling.
touchdowns.
Since when does Acadiana throw for 3 passing touchdowns?
When you put 11 in the box.
Since
Put
when
them in
does
the box, baby. We'll beat you
when
either
does
way.
since when does St. Ed's throw for 3 passing touchdowns?
St. Ed's also.
Right.
Chris brings up a good point. You better win this week, Acadiana, because you got to go down the airline next week against John Curtis.
Yep, and that's gonna be a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, talk to me. Josh, pick.
Huh? Oh, I thought it was obvious. I'm going with the Wrecking Rams.
Yeah, baby.
Braden,
Big Sam is humbled this week. Give me the Wrecking Rams.
am I saying your name right?
Boy, you gotta say my name, Brendan.
I said
Braden.
Braden for a while now.
I thought it was Byron.
Brandon.
I thought he was joking. I thought
Darren?
he was joking as well.
It's not Byron?
Acadiana.
Fear to beer.
Fear the beer, buddy.
Holden?
Yeah, I think Sam Houston, they run the veer, and you're going against Acadiana with their 5-star defensive tackle.
You better score with them.
Yeah, I like Acadiana.
I like Acadiana also. If they would have dropped one from those 4 that they just reeled off, I would be kind of in the ballpark here to pull us Sam Houston, but they're impressive.
They're playing.
Through
Acadiana's
the
playing.
last
Now,
thing
that
they-
game will be done quick.
They are, you know.
I rarely pick against Acadiana.
That's
That's
just
rare.
boom, 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 boom. I mean, you don't give them the ball.
You know it's
Save
coming.
it.
Everybody
You know
in the
it's
chat
coming.
is saying Sam Houston
They can
with
say
the
that
upset.
Sam
That's
Houston's gonna
funny,
have
guys.
Sam
That's
Houston
funny.
will have a long drive back to Broncos country.
I can't wait till they pull off the upset.
They're gonna be
Brady
riding.
says
They're
it's
gonna be
Jordy.
riding just as bad as.
You going Sam
Broncos?
Houston?
No, I went to Acadiana.
Okay.
The only time I ever pick against Acadiana is when they play LCA. My bad, bro.
Nah, it is what it
Wrecking
is.
Rams.
2 more for you, ladies and gentlemen, and then let's close out week 6.
I'm struggling right now.
Yeah.
5-0 Haynesville at 3-2 Oak Grove. Sam Houston has not beat Acadiana in 15 years.
Mic drop.
Let me try to get this game in order here. Holden, you can fit in that helmet.
Which one?
That's Oak Grove's helmet right there. You can fit in that one. If you want to put it on the table in case you pick an Oak Grove later on. And look at this massive Oak Grove
Wait,
helmet.
I don't have him. I ain't picking that.
Oh goodness! There goes his pick.
Yeah.
The Ritter is playing who? Somebody let me know. I only had 48 games this week, so the Ritter is playing who? Okay, this is what I wrote down. This is the 12th time. This is the 12th meeting in program history between the 2 teams. They've only met 3 times in the regular season. Haynesville took all 3 of those games by a touchdown.
Lagrange.
Yeah, the Grange.
They first met back in 1970, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
This is the battle of 2 caliber programs that just reel in state championships year in and year out. Haynesville's got 17, Oak Grove's got 7. This is bad blood brewing. This is 2 teams that don't like each other. This is good old-fashioned football up north. This is good old-fashioned, good 1A, 2A football.
Mm-hmm.
You talking physical? This is a physical
This is
football
a
game
physical
waiting to
ball
happen. This could be, very well. This could very well be Haynesville's game. This is very well could be Oak Grove's game. Both teams have been battle tested up to this point. I don't know, man. This is one of those where You look at both of these teams could be in New Orleans at the end of the year. They get
Yep.
to meet here
Yeah.
in Week 6. It's exciting for football fans. It's exciting for the kids. It's exciting for rivalries. And I can't wait to see this one and see who wins this football game. Oak Grove, Haynesville, great matchup on paper. Going to be an even better matchup on the field. Who wins it?
I have no idea.
Honesty.
I have not
He's
been able.
quiet.
I have not been able.
You can't pick an upset in this one.
Pick-
Well, there's
out
no,
of this
not
game.
really enough.
I've been sitting on this game for over 24 hours.
I
and
ain't picked a
still
winner
have
either.
Not.
Who, you
Pick
pick
someone
somebody
yet.
yet?
Yeah, I pick Haynesville. They gonna walk in and walk out undefeated.
Golden Tornado, and don't get it confused. It's one word. Tornado.
Tornado.
Josh?
Tornado.
Nope,
Tornado?
just tornado. They'll let you know about it too.
Oh yeah, they explicitly said.
They gave me all I can handle when I covered them in the quarters. I told you that one would fit.
God damn, that one big, bro.
That's an old lineman helmet right there, boy.
Nothing but big boys
Yeah.
down there, man.
Okay,
I
who you
think
pick?
I think I'm gonna go with Oak Grove at home in this one.
Okay, that's actually a good pick.
No bad picks there.
No, that's
my
they're
neck
both
hurts.
good picks.
Brendan.
OG. Oak Grove, baby.
Grove. Okay. Let's see. Am I saying it right now?
Yes.
Brendan. Gary.
I'm going Haynesville.
Haynesville on the road. You love the tradition between
Yeah.
both programs.
I do, but I just think that they're hitting right now. They have a lot to play for.
Look at this man in the chat.
Just saw that.
Pick
Who is
the team
that?
who be wearing the black helmet. That's that what y'all
Pick the
looking at?
team
They
with,
both wear black.
yeah, they both wear black
Yeah.
Haynesville be wearing white this tomorrow. Friday.
with black.
Man, that's it though. There's no decal on there. Just plain.
Nope,
Yeah.
no
Oh, yeah.
decals, man.
I'm
Straight
sorry,
black.
I don't like that.
That's.
Oh, well.
What you reaching over there for? We need a pick.
He wants
I already
to.
picked
He's
you. I
hungry.
picked Golden Tornadoes.
Or tornado.
Tornado.
Tornadoes.
No.
No,
I know.
No,
No,
tornado.
they're gonna walk in undefeated and walk out undefeated.
Them twisters.
Holden,
It's a comfortable helmet.
why not pick them then? You put that helmet on.
Yeah. Let me get Haynesville.
With the old
With the helmet on. That's good.
Might as
The
well
disrespect.
slap a tornado.
Who's
sticker.
Maryville playing this week?
Maryville?
Gary, I got to roll with Oak Grove another week here.
Okay.
50 games.
So this
Does
is
that
what it
make
feels
50
like for
games
one of those
this year?
6'5",
48.
320-pound offensive linemen to
The
wear.
chat
Yeah.
wants us to pick them, so we're just gonna pick
Which
them.
one? Because I'm sure they've got a few of those guys built like
I
that.
know.
DeRitter, Lagrange, DeRitter across the board here.
Yes.
And
yes.
Maryville's playing who?
Highland Baptist.
Highland Baptist, Maryville across the board.
Pretty
Yeah,
much,
I
yeah.
like that one.
A question in the chat was, did y'all pick Iowa and South Beauregard yet? We actually did, and it was Holly's lock of the week. Oof, big game there. Don't let us down, Iowa. No, it was St.
I
Louis.
was about to say
St.
St. Louis was
Louis.
the
Yeah,
rock of
you're
the week.
thinking of
No.
East
Iowa across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iowa was across the
4-1 Westgate, 4-1 Turlings. Tavis Gordon of Westgate had a big night a week ago with 27 carries, 184 on the ground, 3 touchdowns. He has 821 yards on the season, 14 touchdowns. Jabri Antoine, the quarterback
Thank you.
from Westgate, left the game with an injury last week. He's the 5-star defensive back. What's his status? A pick 6 a week ago against Calvary Baptist. What a gut punch it was for those guys. You got to think they bounced back in a big way. Here's a storyline here. Westgate, no Antoine broken collarbone, out 6 to 7 weeks. So just read it there. Just read it in the chat. Chris needs the PowerPoints.
So-
Preston
so-
Walsh, from quarterback from Turlings, is the real deal. I'll put him in that top 5 caliber of quarterbacks in the state of Louisiana. Aiden Trahan could be the difference on Friday night, Seth. On the ground after 130 plus last week rushing. Only loss this season for Turlings came to 2-time state champion St. Charles, and Turlings is at home against a Westgate team that just lost their quarterback for 6 weeks.
Right.
Do they keep it close? This one might get ugly.
No, 4-2 Westgate leaving out of 5-1 Turlings is gonna weigh pretty heavy on them, especially with Turlings having the matchup with LCA next Thursday. I'll be there next week. That should be a fun one.
Night Vision TV.
Turtles.
Garrett?
Yeah, I didn't know about. I was going to go with Westgate, but since the quarterback's out, I'm going to go with Turlings.
Yeah.
I think Turlings is going to be. They're hitting on all cylinders, and we talked about it. This is one of the best Turlings teams that we've seen in a
Best
while.
Turtles team we've seen in 10 years.
Yes, at least. So I got to go with Turlings.
Seth?
I'm going with Turlings, and I hate to do it to Westgate, but it's not going to be close.
Okay. Hope?
I'm glad y'all told me that because I had Westgate winning until I found out about the quarterback. So I like Turlings now.
Turlings across the board setting up a mega matchup next week with LCA. Get ready, folks.
Yeah.
Did y'all do Pickering yet? Pickering does not win this week. Losing streak falls to 24 in a row.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls, that is picks for tonight. Hey, it was a great show. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah.
We clowned around. We had two great guest pickers here tonight. Josh went crazy on the panel tonight picking some of these games.
Again.
We had food.
We had food donated by Mr. T's. We had a studio audience tonight here. He picked Centerville because he got a ride home. And the game is on Thursday next week, maybe. LCA Turlings. All right. Hey, let's close week 6 out with final thoughts. Starting with Josh.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are gonna be really disappointed when all my upsets come to fruition by Friday night. Look, guys, I'm sorry. Not as much big brain up as me. It's okay. But yeah, seriously, best of luck to all the teams out there.
Did you
A lot
at
of
least
them
have fun?
had a great time.
Good.
All the teams starting district play. Get after it, boys. This is where the rubber meets the road.
Final words. Close us out. Tell us why you're going to get upset this week.
Wow, we're not gonna get upset this week. Elton's gonna win by 40 or 50. I'm staying confident in that.
Don't even say it, Jordan.
I hope y'all
What do you
enjoyed.
mean in there?
I hope y'all
You know
enjoyed.
he's setting you up.
Oh, yeah.
Hope y'all enjoyed the boudin.
Oh,
It
did
was-
man.
It was
Hey,
a blast.
thank y'all very
That's so
much.
good.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Did you enjoy
It was
your
a
second
blast.
time on Under the Lights?
Oh, it's always a blast when I come up here. Yeah, I love
What
being
time
able to
y'all
talk high
open
school
on Saturday
football.
morning?
5 a.m.
At 5?
5 a.m.
All right, bet.
Gary, final words as we close week 6 out.
Well, I just want to say,
Just start week
you know,
6.
I just want to say, great. You know, this was a hard list of games to pick, like he always it really does. But good luck to all of the players. Keep working hard. You got a lot of undefeated teams that are trying to stay undefeated. Keep it going.
There you go, Hogan.
What he said, I can't see what he said.
I don't even know who Manny's playing this week. We're only limited to 48 games a week.
What Braden said.
Braden set it out for you, man. He's about to set this thing off. Week 11.
Come on.
We're gonna play his intro music.
If that's what
It's
it
gonna be
takes,
Boosie. We're gonna set it off in this thing.
because we thugging outside, we don't need cable.
Seth, good luck this week, my
Thank you.
man. Have a great homecoming night. I know you're not an alum there, but I know it feels like home.
It
Talk
is.
to me about final words as we head into week 6.
Man, I can tell you this: a lot of teams are turning the corner right now. Us in particular as well. But best of luck to everyone that has a game this week,
Except North Central.
except North Central.
Hey, thanks, man.
But
Appreciate that.
Ruthless.
But I do think a lot of teams are finding their groove now. So I think we're gonna start seeing the playoffs taking off.
So teams are finding their groove. So
Yep.
poor Barry,
Oh, you ain't fitting
poor
out,
Barry
buddy.
gets an upset win this weekend.
No.
Ain't gonna
You
happen.
know,
Ain't gonna happen.
Let's go Canes, baby.
Hold final words as we close out week 6.
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm just ready to go to bed. See y'all next week.
all right. I respect it.
Hey, I want to thank everyone that stayed with us late tonight. I mean, 27 of you still in the chat. You some crazy fools that deal with this panel week in and week out. You show up every week. You listen and you follow along. You give us a reason week in and week out to do what we love and cover high school football in the state of Louisiana. I know we clown a lot. I know we We joke around a lot, but we do take this serious. And there's a lot of prep work that goes into this. I want to thank my wife for getting all this printed out for us. She does the flyers for the games for those weeks. A lot of the dirty work from behind the scenes that does go unnoticed comes from her. And a lot of prepping goes into these weeks. I know I was here earlier, still trying to put together a great show tonight. So I know a lot that goes in to pull off something like this. I want to thank the great coaches from around the state of Louisiana that believes in us and trusts us to come to their stadium every week and do a game and cover their team and give us a helmet to display on the show. This is great to see when you turn around and see so many teams from throughout the state of Louisiana that is on our platform, and we get to support week in and week out. We got 4 great matchups right here in your living rooms. And then you look back here around, I got 8 great matchups right here, and then you look in your championship corner right here, because in the championship corner this week, it's Karen Crow and it's LCA. Keep that in mind. You get a big win over North Central, I might slide you in there. But in all honesty, thank you to the guys like Josh and Brendan and Seth that come on and just have been a true supportive of the platform here. I know this is your first year. I know this is your second year. This is your second year. Myself and Holden been here since the beginning, and Gary came along next year. So it takes a group.
Now they stuck with me.
It takes a unit to pull something off like this. Thursdays, you called the game with me last week. You did producing. Friday, Jake called the game with me, and you produced. So you have to have a unit. A lot of years I did this by myself, and it was an overwhelming feeling, but somehow we pulled it off. And 5 years later, we're still running, and I get that job offer, I'm gone. Good.
We used to do this behind a truck.
Yeah. Hey, want to say good night, ladies and gentlemen, from Opelousas, Louisiana. Best of luck this upcoming week to all the teams around the state of Louisiana. Those seniors, play your hearts out. Enjoy the last memories you have if you're not in contention. But if you are in contention, why not go win that district title? Why not go set yourself up for a home playoff game? A lot is still in front of you, a lot to play for. It's the best time of the year. God bless high school football, and God bless Under the Lights. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Goodbye.
Who there for the win?